Sitting around the ballroom, they're talking about tomorrow when they're taking Johnny away. Said he wasn't no good, never done the things that he should. That's all the judge had to say. He went in the army when he was 18. Crazy young Irish and mean. Took a kid who was half gone all the way to be wrong with bloodlust and them 16s.
Danny, what's up?
What's up, pal?
We're back.
Take two?
Super Bowl, yeah, we had a little, I had a little mishap. Super Bowl Eve, special edition.
Coming at you, Saturday night.
Yeah, it's happening. I played a gig last night, music tunes.
Wearing a sick hat.
Wearing a sick hat, free ad, Irish Brewing Boston, Norwood.
Yeah.
My buddy Paul Ahern, who owns it. And I told you this already, but we were basically not recording.
Yeah. Can I turn that off?
Yeah, turn it. I was gonna say it's hot as balls in here. And you were like, you had said like, is he related to you talking about your neighbor? It's like I know a lot of Aherns apparently that are not related to me. His brother walked up to me. Well, I didn't know this at the time. This guy just walks up to me and he's like, hey, he's like, while I'm playing, he's like, I'm Paul's brother. And I'm like, oh, nice to meet you. And he's like, where's your family from in Ireland? And I'm like, I think Cork. By the way, I could be totally wrong. I'm just saying that right now. And he's like, yeah, he's like, there's like, where in Cork? And I'm like, I don't even, like, I barely know the street I'm on, fucking, in Massachusetts. But I guess there's like another Ahern guy down in Acton who's like doing the fucking genealogy and everything. So it would be cool to know where you're from. You know what I mean?
No, I am huge into it. I'm on like fucking 5 different genealogy sites.
That's how they find you when you fucking when you commit. Don't be if you're a serial killer.
Yeah,
here's a hack.
Yeah, don't
be on one of those.
Don't spit in a tube and send it somewhere.
By the way, it always cracks me up because I'm like, it must be like their cousin did it and they got tagged in it because it's like getting tagged in a Facebook post you don't want to get tagged in.
Right.
Like it's like, like you were fucking. By the way, I raped and killed 14 people in Ohio in fucking 1987.
Sorry.
Yeah.
But I had a guy reach out to me back dial-up internet era. And he emailed me, and he knew my mother's maiden name was Crokin, which isn't a very common Irish name, but it is. And he told me, he's like, hey, we're related. And this guy lived in, like, Prince Edward Island. And I knew that, like, my grandparents, before they came from Ireland, they went to Canada first. I knew that. That was, like, their stomping ground before they came to Boston. And there's, like, the guy put a book together about the Crokin family and traced it back to, like, the 1700s. In like Monaghan fucking Island.
Really?
Yeah, it's pretty dope.
That's sick.
Yeah, so I was like, because I was always interested, and I remember going to my uncle, my great uncle, was the clerk magistrate for Malden Court. And I remember in high school, my mom was like, I had to do something for lineage or whatever. So she's like, you got to go and like talk to Uncle Joe. So I went to the court like Johnny Big Balls, and I sat in his office, and we just talked about Irish shit for fucking hours and hours and hours. So it is cool, and like I said, I still look up my my genealogy and shit. It's awesome to know that it actually works because like your family links pop up.
Yeah.
Like, hey, that's my niece. You know. So it's cool. I'm into that shit.
So I took Maggie down. Maggie's whole family was talking for us from the Metro West, so they're all from Needham, that area.
I think I gotta go there tomorrow for a fucking basketball game.
That sucks.
Yeah.
So
like 9 a.m.
We got down there. By the way, this is to Fitzy earlier today. Is that like I get paid $150 to play, right? First of all, let me just tell you right now. I've been there, I've drank there, and been like, beer's pretty good. I'm not like I've always said it. Like I drink everything, you know what I mean?
Yep.
Paul was like, when I got there, he's like, you want to try an Irish cream ale? It's our new beer. And I'm like, yeah. Even though like I'm like, that sounds awful. I was thinking it was like a stout, right? Which I only pretty much like Guinness.
Irish cream ale?
Dude, this beer fucks.
Yeah?
It's so good. Yeah, it doesn't have like a big aftertaste. It's smooth. It's really good.
Yeah.
It's hard to explain, but it's not like, you wouldn't, let's put it this way. If I put it in front of you right now, you'd be like, that's a good beer. You would not be like, there's nothing like weird about it. You know what I mean? It's like a everyday fucking
Curious,
drinker.
do they sell them in like packs? Or
They don't, but they have like other stuff. So I asked them that, but they don't have it yet, but they're going to.
Okay.
Place was great. Had a blast. Highlight of the night by far. Yeah. Maggie's got a cousin who's like a bit older than me, a bit older than us. And Maggie's cousin, her brother, Tommy, Maggie's other cousin, who owns like a couple restaurants. Tommy looks like an enforcer from like the Irish mob.
Yeah.
Like, that's what he looks like. Like shaved head, like pack of hot dogs in the back of his neck, was a boxer, like, you know, like people don't want to fuck with Tommy.
Right.
And Tommy was like, he's the nicest guy ever. And he was like, hey, do you know any, last time, he's like, do you know any Fleetwood Mac? Like any, I'm like, dude, I basically know everything I play, I know.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, because Carrie can sing, you know, she can sing. Now, I think I had this fight with my daughter yesterday. Not a fight. I was like, I think Stevie Nicks, who sings, you know, for the people at home who don't know, sings like Landslide, the original version, Fleetwood Mac, Stevie Nicks. Come on, educate yourself. She has like that smoky, gravelly voice, right?
Yeah, one of my teachers said that I sounded like Stevie Nicks.
That your voice would be her singing voice, right? So Tess was like, oh, Adele. And I'm like, well, Adele's different. She has a beautiful voice. Stevie Nicks has like a signature voice, like a very independent to herself. So anyways, when somebody says that, I just trust it. I'm like, and she was like, I would have got up. And I'm like, I am trusting. I think, like Maggie's cousin, she's a good looking older woman. She's beautiful. And I'm like, I know she's probably got it. Right? So I learned Landslide. And then I was going to learn Stop Dragging My Heart Around, which Tom Petty sings with Stevie Nicks. But I didn't have time. So anyways, I'm like, are you going to get up? And then Maggie was like, she's nervous. She doesn't want to do it. But I'm like, wait till the end of the show because she'll have had 5-6 beers and she'll feel great.
Perfect.
She got up, dude. I said afterwards, I'm like, I'm done. Because, like, she fucking knocked the ball out of the park. Dude.
That's awesome.
She has that same voice like Stevie Nicks.
Yeah.
She was unbelievable. I immediately signed her up to Lily Pease. She's going to sing fucking Landslide and Stop Dragging My Heart Around with me and the band.
That's awesome.
She's like, maybe I'll meet a guy because she's single. And I'm like, you will meet like 90 guys like singing like that. Like, I mean, that is some fucking shit right there.
Yeah.
We had a blast. Place is great. I said this to Fitzy. The problem is you bring Maggie, you bring your Irish American wife with you, and all her cousins are hanging out. Like I went up to tab out, and like they were like, Paul's like, I mean, she kind of crushed you. And I'm like, listen, I'm all about supporting the fucking place. They started a new brewery. Like, I'm paying my fucking way. You know what I mean? Like, what I drink is what I drink. I'm not one of those guys who goes to the brewery, gets paid $150, and expects them to pay for fucking like 12 beers.
Right.
He's like, 100. I bought this hat, right? Yeah. I paid for it. And he was like, wanted to give it to me. I'm like, no. I'm like, I'm paying for that fucking hat, right? My bill was like $143. Like, so I made $7.
It's awesome. It's a great day.
It was the gas to go up and back.
And you're smiling about it.
Dude, I had a fucking blast. Yeah. Like, that's what it's all about. You know, she had a blast. So all her cousins had a fucking good time. Yeah. I played fucking tunes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was fucking awesome. So, anyways, if you are on the South Shore, this is a free ad. Norwood, Massachusetts. Check it out. It's like 83 Moore Street. It's in like a little industrial area. And I think I played there 3 times.
They got like food and shit, I know.
Yeah, so they have food. They're going to have food soon. They have a kitchen moving in. They have a food truck outside that was there the other night. Guy was a great guy. I had a quarter of a burger before. I got the burger right as I was supposed to go on, so I had like a quarter of it, which was great. I forget the name. It's like Badass Burgers or something like that. Beer's great. The ambiance is ridiculous. Like I've said it before, I think on here about the place.
Oh, the place looks awesome.
It's like, but it's huge.
Yeah.
It's basically like this bar, but like a fucking
warehouse.
Yeah. And the best part is Maggie's. There's all these pictures of like, you know, Irish guys on the wall, like old Irish guys, famous Irish guys. All these pictures. The best picture in the place. Maggie's cousin Jimmy with a scally cap on in Ireland, giving the finger, but the camera's like up close to the finger.
Yeah.
I'm like. By the way, the guy's like an options trader in fucking Chicago. He looks like he's like ready to fucking shake you down for $20. I'm like, that's the best picture in the place. So shout out to Paula Hearn, my non-related brother. Yeah. We had a blast over there, and I'll be back there. I'll be back there soon. It's a fucking great run.
Awesome.
So, played a couple Irish tunes while I was in there. Played Fields of Athenry, Spencel Hill. Got to give them what they want. You know what I mean? Everyone wants to hear Wagon Wheel, by the way, but that's okay. And I played it for everybody.
Great fucking...
Women... come themselves to the moon.
It's so funny that you just brought up Wagon Wheel because, like, I found out later on in life that wasn't Darius Rucker's original song.
I told you.
Yeah, you ruined it for me.
Yeah.
But I was watching Jerry Maguire today.
Yeah.
And I totally forgot about this part when the kid goes up to him to get an autograph to Cuba Gooding Jr.
Yeah.
He goes, "Are you Hootie?" And he goes, "I am not Hootie." He's got like the fucking red trucker hat on, dude. I was fucking crying.
Dude, I'll tell you right now, like from learning music, like now it's probably not as big of a thing, but like when I was a kid, so I'm like, as we've well discussed on this show, like I'm 10 years older than you. When I was a kid, like I learned off like Nirvana and shit like that. Like, and so like that music's actually pretty easy to learn on. Like, it's not a lot going on. And then I got into like, I liked more like I got into Hootie. I liked Hootie at the time, and they were easy. I was a Darius Rucker fucking stan,
Yeah,
dude. Love the fucking guy.
Yeah, and he's like a complete gentleman too. Like he's just a really genuine. He's like
a
Fieri,
down.
dude.
He's like a southern, like just a down home type of guy.
Yeah, big time.
Like
makes great music.
Yeah, makes awesome music. I still do. When I did my quarantine concert shows, I played like 9 Hootie songs. Yeah. I'm still a Hootie guy.
Big Hootie guy.
Yeah, I mean, you know what? People get it. Like this is a big thing in the like when I was getting some recognition, and my band was getting some recognition in the Americana like circles. Like we got blogged about all this stuff. There was like all these guys like, don't play Wagon Wheel, don't ask to play Wagon Wheel. Like, and I'm like, do you know why people ask for it? It's a fucking banger.
Yeah, it's a banger song.
Why, dude, I love playing it. It's a fucking great song.
You could be a fucking death metalhead, and that song comes on, and you'll fucking jam to that.
Dude, that song fucking rips.
Yeah.
It fucking rips. So I got up this morning. So I had like 3 beers. Obviously I had to drive. You know, Maggie was not driving.
Right.
Norwood,
home, not close.
Not close.
Yep.
And I like, you know, we always say on the show, if you're getting banged up, take an Uber. I was not banged up. So I got home, went to bed, got up this morning, zipped over to Encore, got my football bets in. Let me just tell you right now, Brendan Hearn's on the Eagles. I'm on the Eagles big time.
Same.
I believe in it. Fuck the Chiefs, Paul. Fuck Chiefs, Paul Gentile. By the way, my buddy, everybody knows Central Marketing Officer Paul Gentile, huge Chiefs guy. He showed us all, he bought a bunch of fireworks in New Hampshire today to light off when sorry, he didn't say that. Somebody I know bought a bunch of fireworks. Anyways, let me tell you right now. I go, you're not lighting those fireworks off. I go, you're gonna be pretty bummed out when you can't light them off.
Right.
Like on tomorrow night.
Yeah, they're gonna be good for July 4th.
Exactly. But I got up, did that, went to the woods because I'm Johnny in shape right now. Hit an 8-mile. Me and Buggy. Now 2 years ago, Buggy, well known on the show, we were in a weight loss contest. It was the first weekend of it. Buggy's like, let's go do this loop that's out by the Fells. It's like 8 miles. I found it. I'm like, it's like 8 miles. And I saw a video of a guy doing it on YouTube. That's how I found it. I was like, dude, this guy looks like he's just sauntering around, right? Just fucking lollygagging around in pine straw and fucking enjoying himself, right? Me and Buggy did it. Buggy was probably 300 at the time.
Not a small dude.
Not a small dude. We did it. Buggy was, I could say to this day, like, nobody I'd rather be in a foxhole than Buggy. But, like, I was like, Buggy, we got to keep going. Like, we can't call an Uber from, like, the side of the road.
Right.
Like, it's hard to do.
Yeah.
And I said this, I texted him, I go, listen, text him today, I go, let's do it again next weekend, but I'll say this, I did it again today for the first time in 2 years. It's almost like when you have a kid, and the first time you do it, you're like, this sucks, I'm never doing this again. And then 2 years go by, and you kind of forget how bad it sucks. I did it again today. It fucking sucks. Like, dude.
Did the whole 8 miles, though.
It's like, you go down, and then you go up. You go down, you go up. And the problem is that the going down is steep. So, like, that's not relaxing on your legs.
No.
You're getting fucking mangled.
Right.
Like, I'm going to be barely able to, I'm going to look like I just came out of Shawshank with the sisters tomorrow.
Grandpa Joe getting out of bed.
Dude, it's going to be bad. Malden favorite. But I did it anyway. So that's where we are. So
beautiful.
So what's the plan for the Super Bowl tomorrow for you? You're going to your buddy's house, right?
I am going to my buddy Mario's house. He got Anna's Taqueria delivered. He's getting it delivered.
Talk about that for a second.
What do we got? How awesome that is?
Honest Taqueria?
Yep.
I mean, I'll just say this. My buddy Jim O'Malley over in Ireland, when his wife comes home, the only 2 things they seek out to get when they come home for food is roast beef sandwiches. He that's what he wants.
Yeah.
And her is Honest Taqueria.
Yeah.
Because she used to live in Somerville. So, she used to, like, live off of it.
So, I am a huge advocate for this place in Everett called Super Burrito.
Okay.
I think it's better than Chipotle. I think it's better than Qdoba. Anna's is the only one I think that will fucking compete with Super Burrito.
Yeah.
So I'm fired up. I had no idea that they did like catering like that, which is fucking dope.
Sick.
It's just delivered into a house. It's like a whole taco kit and shit.
Yeah.
But I was like, so what'd you get? And he told me, and I was like, don't go crazy. I said, because I'm bringing my family. I said, but I'll bring shit too. So I convinced Christy to make empanadas tomorrow. Now, I can't explain it because most times when you get an empanada, it's usually ground beef, right?
Yep.
Christy does a ground beef one, but she does a buffalo chicken empanada that will blow your dick off.
Oh,
And I searched hard and pretty fucking hard today in Walmart to find the empanada discs because they fucking moved them. Everything in Walmart is backwards right now. Everything. I don't understand it. There's nothing on the shelves. It was weird. But I literally like a half hour searching for them. And they were in like the little kiosk near the frozen food section. I fucking found them and I was pumped. And so we're making those tomorrow. So when I say we, I'm the fork guy. She puts it, she does everything. Yeah. I'm the fork.
press it down.
Yeah.
The Irish guy in the room.
Yeah. So I'm pretty pumped up for that tomorrow.
By the way, I'm gonna say it right now because I have to do it because my old man is my guy. Okay, so he was like, "Hey, get me on some squares."
Yep.
And I'm like, "All right, well, we're late in the game here." Now, I'm going to say this right now because I know the guy listens to the show, and I didn't get time to get back and forth with him. Billy O'Leary was like advertising squares.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, so I was like, yeah. And then I'm like, what's your Venmo? And he sends me this weird chick's Venmo that I don't know. And I'm like, I always roll him back. Is this even you? Like, tell me your kid's name. You know what I mean? So anyways, I'm in Darcy's, right? She's got some squares going.
Yeah.
I have unbelievable numbers. And I'm going to end up splitting them with my dad. For score changes.
Oh, yeah.
I have unbelievable numbers. I have 2 numbers, and they're unbelievable.
Yeah, so when she was doing the squares, she was like, you already bought one. And I was like, I did? And she goes, well, yeah, Brendan bought one. And I'm like, my first thought was like, my son has money? And she's like, you fucking, Brendan Ahern, the guy you do a fucking podcast with. I was like, oh. So I looked, and it said number 20, because you're in square number 20.
Yeah.
And if I don't get number 24 in a pool, I usually get number 20. So now I'm fucking scratching my head. I'm like, did I get Brendan money for a fucking square? And she's like, I don't know, call him. And I was like, I definitely did. I was like, I definitely did. And I was like, so just put me in for what? So I think I'm like number 89. It was like one of the last ones left.
Yeah. Although I will say this, the only time I've hit a square, the one time with me and my buddy Kev Meyer, who well known as the best golfer, part of the Pullman Court golf team.
Yep.
We had like 2 and 0. We had miserable, and it was a big square. It's $5,000 a quarter. And it was the fucking safety year with the Colts. And fucking yeah, and we hit it. And like I was like, the chances of that happening are fucking 0.
I think I told you the story about my business agent and friend the very first day I met him.
Yeah.
So I just got in the union. I'm like 1 month in. And at the time I meet him, and he's like, oh, where you from? I'm like, Malden. He's like, I'm actually going to Malden today. So I'm like, where? I'm trying to get it. And he's like, 177 West Street. I go, the fucking Irish American? And he goes, yeah. He goes, they're having like a party there today or whatever. And I'm like, I'm the fucking president, buddy. And he's like, you shouldn't me. I'm like, no. I'm like, why don't you come in my Jeep Compass at the time? I go, we'll be there in 15 minutes. He goes, well, I got my little brother coming. Now, I can't describe how opposite the word little is. His little brother, Marcus, is not little. So I had my buddy Mulkey in the front, his brother in the back. It was like Earthquake and Typhoon from fucking wrestling. And I was Jimmy Hart. And I'm like, we'll be there in 15 minutes. We'll be there in 15 minutes, right?
Yeah.
Dude, we leave at like 5:30 from the Seaport. We were at Whiskey Priest. Took us like 2 hours to get there.
Yeah, of course.
Right? So this is the Falcon Super Bowl. I came into work Monday morning, and he just gives me the biggest bear hug on earth. I'm like, what the fuck? What did I do?
Yeah.
He's like, you're my good luck charm. I hit $16,000.
What?
Yeah. Very first day I met him.
On what?
Super Bowl square.
Oh my fucking Lord,
Yeah.
dude.
Crazy.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. It was fucking
I give you
awesome.
16 G's this weekend.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can definitely use it.
Yeah. So that was my very first story with my man Mulk. And he listens every week, so I know he'll appreciate that.
I love it. I wanted to tell you something that absolutely killed me. I went very proud. My oldest daughter was inducted to the National Honor Society at Malden Catholic this past week, right? She crushes school, just dominates it in a way that I've never dominated anything. Anyways, what they do, first of all, I remembered how bad I hate school. Mm-hmm. You're sitting there with people who shouldn't be giving speeches, just fucking talking constantly, right? So what they do is basically, the way they do it is they're like, the seniors aren't here. And I'm like, sweet, so I don't have to hear about them. Some poor bastard has to go up there and just read every kid's name.
Yeah.
Let me just tell you, this kid was white. He is not informed on how to pronounce a lot of names.
Oh boy.
Like
Just
it was
absolute butcher city.
Butcher City. So then it gets to like what they did was you had to give, if you were inducted, like my daughter was, you had to give them like where you're from, where you went to middle school, and then you had to give them like a few things about yourself. Like so for her, it was like, you know, she started this club, and then she's also a member of varsity field hockey and lacrosse, right?
Yep.
Now, part of the reason that sometimes when I listen back to the show, and I'd heard this from somebody else, I have ADD, but not so bad that I need to be medicated, right? But I have it. So sometimes when I listen back to the show, some of the stuff you say, I'm hearing for the first time. And the reason is that, like, if something that you say sets something off my head, I have to hold it or I lose it right away. And I know that about myself. So as these kids are going up and the fucking accomplishments are coming in, I'm like, I have to get out of the seat and go to the bathroom so I can write it all on my phone. Because I'm like, I need this material, but I'm going to lose it. So I'm repeating every one of them, right? Like, so it was... So here, let's start with this kid. This kid goes up, right? 5'3", 130 pounds, soaking wet.
Absolute.
Now, I said to my daughter gets straight, like, basically A+. I said to her, I'm like, why couldn't you get into a fucking Cornell or something like that?
Right.
I mean, you have these grades. You're, like, a great kid. She's like, Dad, these kids are freaks. And I'm like, whatever. Like, that means nothing to me. This kid gets up. They're like, James speaks 4 languages. It gets better. Speaks 4 languages. He got the best score on the Latin exam in the country, gold member, and on the weekends, he works as an assistant pharmacist. I'm like, who the fuck are you?
Doogie Howser, dude.
Dude, assistant pharmacist? You know this motherfucker is basically doing all
Running
the work.
it, yeah.
Like, dude, he had such a smirk on his face, and the kid was just a little pipsqueak.
Yeah.
Like, he's like, I'm smarter than everybody here. You know what I mean? Like, I'm fucking smarter. My favorite 2 kids, and there was another kid who was like, Zhang Li, who like lives in Melrose, but went to middle school in like Hong Kong.
Yeah.
And has won like 90 different awards for like academics, and was the badminton champion. I'm like,
Hell yeah.
dude, I look at that kid and I'm like, I need to keep this kid's name in my pocket in case
Need an
I go to a
autograph.
badminton fucking tournament coming up.
Yeah.
Like, win some fucking money. My 2 favorite kids of it the whole way is no questions asked. This one motherfucker gets up there. They're like, Joe is from Lynn. They're like, he went to like whatever, Lynn Middle School, whatever it is. He started an LLC last year for a sneaker refinishing and reselling business. And I'm like, his dad owns a fucking restaurant in the North End. I would bet my fucking dollar on it. Like, no fucking questions asked. But my guy, my fucking favorite, I'm sitting there like in the middle, all the students sit. So I'm like looking at this one kid and I'm like, this just looks, the reason I looked at him, he was on an end of the aisle, is that like I had a buddy who went to MC and like a kid I grew up with. It was close with him. I went to college with this kid actually too. And I'm like, he looks so much like this kid that I'm like, at first I was like, I wonder if that's his kid. And then I remember the kid like lives in Ohio now. So I'm like, it's not him. But like, I just looked at him like, that looks like the type of dude I'd hang out with in high school.
Yeah.
Like, keeps to himself, but like, you know, they're like, he gets up, they're like, basically like Steve Rizzo, like, went to Saugus Middle School, plays hockey, and he works as a landscaper in the summer. And I'm like, yes! I'm like, Steve, you're my fucking guy. I'm like, you're the fucking one guy.
Boots on the ground.
Yeah, boots on the ground, lunch pail fucking National Honor Society guy, dude.
Love it.
That's my fucking guy. But I'll tell you right now, I can't listen to people talk like, dude, it was 2 hours. And I'm like, my mind starts just going off. Like, I'm like, I can't, like, does anybody find this entertaining at all? You know what I mean? Actually, it was a nice thing, and it was great to see my daughter get that accomplishment.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
It's awesome. Good for her.
But like when I got out, I'm like, how about that kid who fucking is an assistant pharmacist for the weekends? And she goes, Dad, I told you, they are some fucking maniacs out there. Like fucking just accomplishing shit you have no idea about. Dude, how about get a regular job like a landscaper? Right. That's a job you get.
Yeah.
Like, how do you get an assistant pharmacist job? You're like, dude, you don't probably barely have pubes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
15 years old.
Kids doling out oxys on the weekend. You know what I mean? Like, no fucking joke. But yeah, it was fucking wild. I was like, this is like, by the way, Fabio on my abilities, I was never I was like, my son's the same as me. I know that right now.
Yeah.
He gets an A, he gets a C.
Yeah.
Like I said to Maggie the other day, I'm like, you know, like he's like me. He's a good student. Like he's a good middle of the road student. Like he's not gonna like my daughter's like it's like she's so focused. You know what I mean? She's into it. But you know, I didn't see I don't think he's like me. He's like I can get good grades and don't need to like break my ass doing it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, whatever. But anyway, so yeah, it was definitely an interesting one. Some kid ran up to the window, popped it, like hit it, like while we were in there because there's a exposed window there on West Street or whatever it is. Not West Street, whatever that is, that Mall in Catholic's on. And I'm like,
Myrtle.
I'm like, that kid's Danny Gillis, fucking in the projects behind, coming home from school, being like, fuck it, I'm smacking this window.
We I think I told you this, but when MC would have like formals or semi-formals.
Yeah, you used to sneak in.
But like regular clothes. Like how far did I think I was gonna get? You know,
dude. I'll tell you what I do love about that school though, and just whatever. And we know people. You know, a lot of people work there. Obviously, a lot of your friends work there.
Yep.
That school is a private school, private Catholic school. I would say 50% are white, right?
Yeah.
There's a bunch of Spanish kids. There's a bunch of
It's very
Asian
diverse.
kids. It's a very diverse school. Like probably way more diverse than Melrose High. To be honest with you. And like, dude. Shout out to these kids because, like, go-getter city. You know what I mean? So, anyways, I was proud. It was a good day. And last one I got to say.
What do you got?
Okay. Girl gets off the stage, right? And I'm like, this was the one that made me go to the bathroom and be like, I got to write all this shit down.
Yeah.
She's like, straight A student, whatever, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, not even paying attention. She has a black belt in Krav Maga. Now, if you don't know what Krav Maga is,
Badass shit.
Krav Maga is a martial art that was developed by the Israeli army for the point of disabling and killing immediately.
Yeah.
It's not Taekwondo where you learn how to roundhouse kick. This is where they practice Krav Maga when the idea of scooping somebody's eyeball out and putting it in is so foreign to like anybody's sensibilities that they make people practice on an orange where they stick your finger through the skin into the fucking eyeball and pull it like an eyeball.
Yeah.
And the only thing I thought of was I'm like, whoever's taking this girl to prom better get their fucking affairs in order and have no funny business in mind.
Home by
because
11.
This girl will choke you out and tear your eyeballs out. Like home by 11. And I'll tell you right now, if she's a black belt in Krav Maga, her dad's probably like a triple gold belt or whatever the fucking
He is Krav Maga.
He is Krav Maga. Yeah. Anyway, so that was my fucking experience there. So
all right, little off topic since we were just talking about that, but you're a big hoop guy.
love it.
Dude, the NBA was jamming this week with trades and fucking.
Unreal.
So, first thing I thought of, right? Trade deadlines in any other sport, very rarely do you, like, you'll see the rumors and shit. Nothing really ever gets done. No. Usually.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like NFL or whatever.
It made me think of, like, these NBA owners, like, where's Kevin Durant going to go? Where's Kyrie going to go? And they have no balls. They're like, yeah, the rumor city, we have to do something.
Yeah.
Dude, it was off the wall this week. It's crazy. Even the Celtics made like some small move too.
Yeah.
I just thought the NBA owners it kind of blew my mind that so much was made throughout the entire league. And when this happens.
KD to the Suns.
Dude, KD to the Suns, Kyrie to Dallas. Like, this is all over when John Morant was like, I got the West on lock. It's like, not no more, pal.
Yeah.
You know? I just found it so fucking strange.
Well, I'll say this. Shout out to Buggy, by the way. Buggy is down in New Orleans this weekend with his lady.
Yeah.
Kid sent me a picture of rocking a pull in the cork fucking vest on a float in New Orleans.
Love it.
Absolute savage. So his boy Bill Simmons, I listen to his podcast. Simmons made a great point where he's like, I watched that first Kyrie game, right? With Dallas. It's like he looked like he had 20 practices of that team. Yeah. That's how good he is.
He's very good.
That's how smart he is. That's how good of a player he is. And he's like, and now, like, and everybody can keep talking themselves into it. And he's like, and what's gonna happen is like in 4 weeks, he's gonna fucking pull his Kyrie shit. You know what I mean? Like, he's just like, I don't like we talked about this the other weekend, other show, but like, I love watching Kyrie play basketball.
Yeah.
I fucking love it. Like I was the most excited when he came
Oh,
here
I
than I
was-
was when Randy Moss came.
I was fired up.
I was fucking fired up, dude. I'm like, yes. I don't hate him. Listen, I'm
He's
old
obno-
enough now that
He's-
I'm like,
he's obnoxious.
he is obnoxious, but like I don't want him in this bar like drinking beers with me and you. You know what I mean? I'm sure he wouldn't want to be here.
Right.
You know, he's whatever. I just like, I do think it's like I give the players credit. Listen, I think the players should be able to kind of set their destiny, but it does go to show that like what the Nets thing happened is that like you can't. They talked about this on the Simmons show. I'm kind of stealing his take, but it's like. It's not so simple to just grab Kyrie and KD and you have a dynasty anymore.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, it's more complicated than that because people are doing that.
I think bench players play a massive
Dude,
role
like,
right
remember
now.
James Posey on the
Yeah.
fucking Celts?
Yeah, dude.
Just fucking D'ing up motherfuckers?
He's
Like,
awesome.
come on. Give me that shit. You know what I mean?
Who's the kid on the C's right now with the fucked up hairline? He's got to let that shit go.
Pritchard?
No, not Pritchett. Light skin dude. I can't remember his fucking name. White.
Oh, yeah.
The worst hair
Yeah,
in
he's like discount fucking Jason Tatum, basically.
dude, like, why does he hold on to that?
Dude.
It's the worst. Dude, you see him without the fucking headband?
Yeah.
It's awful.
It's awful.
Look
It's
like he
not
stuck
good
his
look.
dick in a fucking socket. Fucking terrible, dude. Get that thing up. Just go bald.
I fucking love it, dude. I love it.
Hey,
yeah.
oh, good.
By the way, you want to get us too?
Sure.
Nice. But yeah, I do think I went back and forth on this, but I think like those guys being able to kind of dictate where they're gonna go and whatever. At first, when I was 8 years ago, I'm like, I hate that. But I'm like, you know what, dude? Fuck these rich owners. Like in a way, you know what I mean? Like these guys are on fucking Mars. Now I love the owner. I like the what's his name? Who's the guy who owns the fucking Celts?
Owns this?
Fuck. One of the owners. I'll find it in a second. But anyways, like they shouldn't just dictate. You know what I mean? Like the players should have some agency over their own fucking like life and what's going to happen to them. You know what I mean? Now I do think it gets like it's no system's ever good, like ever perfect. It's not great when a player is just like, yeah, I'm just going to not play them. How's that sound? Like,
Right.
You know what I mean? Like fuck that. You know, I'm not going to do it. But like, I do think it's like nice that they have some ability to kind of flex on them and be like, you know what, dude? Like, I want to get traded.
Right.
You know? By the way, when Kyrie was like, I want to get traded, he was traded very fast.
Very fast.
Like, fucking get the fuck out.
So that I also read that the Nets owner purposely traded him to Dallas because he wanted to go to the Lakers.
I heard that too.
Yeah.
I heard that too. Which, I mean, Kyrie's just a dick. Like, it is what it is.
He doesn't
Like,
do himself any favors.
Yeah. I think I talked about this on the last show, but that we had like a 10-game pack with the Celtics so that like we could get the playoffs, right? With Grossbeck. That's what I'm thinking of. Who owns the
Oh, yeah,
Celtics.
yeah.
So this is a great story. So like they finally went it with Garnett, right? So my buddy O'Malley, who we had the 10-game pack with, which had expired like 3 to 5 years ago,
Yep.
right? He had sent a bunch of emails over the years to Wick Grossbeck, like as recruiters. So I'm a recruiter for a business, right? That's what we do for work. Me and O'Malley like hunt down people's. I could find anybody's email,
Right.
or I could figure it out. I could send it to 9 different ones. I'll find the one,
Yeah.
right? So he had sent Wick emails for years. He was bullshit. They like James O'Brien, Joe O'Brien go, right?
Yeah.
He had a lot of thoughts on fucking Thibodeau. So finally, like, they win the championship. And Jim was like, hey, Wick, I just wanted to reach out and say congrats. Why he did this, I have no idea. The day after, we were shit-faced the whole night before. Wick Grossbeck writes him back. He's like, Jim, thanks very much. We're over the moon. This was the day after they won the championship.
He emailed him
Wick
back?
Writes him back directly. And he goes, every email before that, when he would complain about like the moves they had made, he would go, as a season ticket holder, I feel the need to voice my opinion. So in this one, he didn't. He just said, hey, you know, like I fucking, you know, this is great.
Yeah.
Awesome. You guys did a great job. He writes back, thanks, Jim. We are over the moon. What a night. You know, what a thing for the city. And he goes, also, by the way, he goes, you haven't had a season ticket 10-game packs since 2003.
Called him right out on it?
Called him right out, but like that was from old emails.
Yeah.
Like that's how smart the guy is.
Yeah.
That's how smart you have to be to make the money to own a team.
Yeah.
He remembered this dickhead constantly fucking hitting him up and bitching at him about
Yeah.
shit. You know what I mean?
So a buddy of mine is a season ticket holder to the Celtics. Great seats. I've sat in them before. Well, a couple weeks ago, I guess there was like some hecklers behind him, and they got into like a shouting match. So instead of like making fucking world star hip hop and getting into a fight in
Yeah.
the stands, they just decided to leave. But they were bullshit. You know what I mean? And it was him and his dad, and they were just fucking. They were pissed,
Yeah.
because they were in their fucking seats. There was guys behind them. They tried to stop it. It's a story I'm getting anyway. Last week, buddy of mine gets a fucking ring on his doorbell. He looks out. There's a fucking blacked out Denali with the Celtics logo on the side, or a TD Garden on the side. And they handed him a fucking paper, and he goes, "Did I get fucking banned?" And it was a written warning, like slap on the wrist. They're like, "We know you're a season ticket holder. You've never
Yeah,
had,
you can lose them.
you've never had any problems before." Because, dude, I know a kid that when Barstool first started getting like heavy like traffic,
Yeah.
there was a kid from Medford. I know I don't know him. I know his family, but he was someone was recording him talking to like a Canadians fan, and he was just like bullshitting him, and they fucking stripped him of his season tickets.
Yeah, they can do it, dude.
And he had him for years.
Yeah.
So, I
that's
mean,
why it's
you gotta
like
be careful with
that's
shit
why
like
you got to
that.
be careful to like who you give your tickets to.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Because it's like that's a tough one. Oh, by the way, I want to give a shout out to your guy, Mark Lawhorn.
Yeah, that's my boy.
Yeah. Musicians and Beyond podcast.
Yes. Yep.
That's his podcast.
Yep.
I
I knew you would like that.
Yeah, he's been giving us some shout outs. So check it out. If you like tunes, they interview musicians, like local musicians and shit. I listened to a couple episodes actually while I was fucking trekking through the woods today. That's why I listened to that podcast a couple times, and it's great. So they do a great job.
Yeah.
So I just want to give
Mark's a great guy.
little shout out to those
Great
guys.
guy. Lives in a legendary house.
Does he?
Bright pink. Bright pink. It's awesome.
In Malden?
In Malden.
Nice.
Yep.
BC grad, right? You said?
Yeah. He is a BC guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Nice.
he's a smart guy. He didn't go there for football. You know what I mean?
Yeah. He went there for like the real reasons.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's talk about the Super Bowl a little bit.
Sure.
And I'm not even talking
Oh,
about
wait.
like.
Because
go ahead.
this has nothing to do with Super Bowl.
Yeah, it's fine.
So obviously we want you guys to listen to our podcast and only our podcast. But truth of the matter is there's a lot of good ones out there.
Yep.
Number one being Joe Rogan, right?
Yep.
I watched a TikTok today. I forget who the guest was. There's like a huge conspiracy about Ben Franklin. Do you know this?
About what?
He was a serial killer. Dude, they found over 1,500 bones from 15 different bodies in his old house.
Would not surprise me, by the way. He was a massive womanizer.
Dude,
Which, like, I'm not saying that's like.
I
that doesn't make you a serial killer. I'm saying it shows that you have like
but I pride myself on knowing like a lot of U.S. history. I never heard that. I never even heard that about the womanizer thing.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure they all were, by the way.
love to plow checks. How bad did he smell?
Oh, you had to have.
Dude,
Grease trap.
Tommy always talks, my son, I talk about this all the time. He's like, because he loves like certain sets of movies. He likes to watch shit again. Pirates of the Caribbean, he's like, how bad do those fucking ships smell? I'm like, they must have reeked.
Yeah.
Dude, they must have fucking reeked.
But like back to like U.S. history. Whenever National Treasure's on, I watch it.
Yeah.
Fucking love that movie, dude.
Yeah.
Anything would do it to do with that shit. I thought it was incredible. Like 1,500 bones out of 15 bodies.
Dude, I gotta tell this story real quick. My buddy Dave is a history teacher at a local high school. I'm not gonna say which one. My nephew Will, who listens to this every once in a while on YouTube, we're at my brother-in-law's bar, Nate's bar, and we're sitting there. It was like he was having a party, like a family party or something like that. My buddy Dave's there, and Dave goes just to bust. Dave loves to like pick out a random thing just to bust somebody's balls. So he goes, "Will, what were you doing inside?" He goes, "Were you?" We're all standing around. It's like me, my dad, like everything. He goes, "Were you in there studying about the Battle of Chancellorsville?" And Will looks at him and he goes, "It's Chancellorville." And like, I could have that reversed, by the way.
Yeah.
But like, Dave just goes, "He's fucking right." But like he was saying it in a way that like I don't even know what the Battle of me personally,
Right.
what that is.
Right.
The fact that he was like corrected a history teacher, I'm like, fucking props, dude.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
just served that fucking shit
love
up,
it.
dude. I
Love
fucking
it.
love it. All right, let's talk about the Super Bowl.
Let's do it.
So,
You wake up tomorrow, what are you doing?
okay, let's start here. We're in a different world than we used to be in. Okay,
As far as Patriots sucking?
this is what I'm saying.
Okay.
For years,
Yeah.
we were in a world in which every other year the Pats were in the Super Bowl.
We're the
Totally
greatest,
changes the game.
we're still the greatest sports city in the world, by
That's
the way.
fine. It doesn't matter. But I'm saying it totally changes the game.
Yep.
Because it's like then it becomes almost like it's just like Christmas plus, you know what I mean? Plus
Yep.
fucking a month and a half.
Right.
Now we're in like, we're watching Philly and fucking Kansas City.
Right.
Like I mean, I'm excited to watch the game.
Yeah.
I'm pumped up. But like, it's not like when you're kind of nervous. Like Paul Gentile right now is sick to his stomach.
Yeah.
Because he's fucking nervous.
Yeah.
Like, dude, by the way, worst loser in the world. But when the Pats beat the Chiefs one time, he basically didn't come out of his house for like a week. Like, and somebody went by there to drop something off, and he was like, he looked like
Just
he was
didn't shave.
dying.
Yeah.
He looked like Nick Cage in Leaving Las Vegas.
He's in a bathrobe.
Yeah, exactly. He's fucking miserable. Which we've been there. You know what I mean? Like we've been there. Like when your team is in the fucking game and you don't close. My only exception is with the Celtics didn't close last year because I didn't think they were going to close.
I knew that this was going to come to me because I had something to say.
Yeah.
So I got to say it's wicked random. So they brought up Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's stats of his points.
Yeah.
38,000, whatever the case may
Sure.
be. He only hit 1 3-pointer.
There you go. What does that tell you? LeBron's hit a jillion.
Yeah. Dude,
Like,
1 3-pointer.
Fucking jillion of them.
Dude, the guy was in the paint.
Yeah. Yeah. Just post the motherfuckers up.
I thought that was insane.
Love it.
I love crazy sports stats like that.
All right. So we're in a non-denominational church, basically, other than the fact that we don't like the Chiefs.
Yep.
Right? Let's assume it wasn't even the Chiefs, right? So what's my day look like tomorrow? For me, actually, it's going to be very different than it usually is. Because my daughter's like, can I have my friends in the bar? And I'm like, hey, Tommy's got plans, dude. You know how these young kids, he's like, we're going to Ethan's house. I'm like, fucking Ethan, you know?
Yeah.
I thought we're gonna fucking throw down, me and you. I'm good with it, though. I'm like, you got to hang with your boys.
Sure.
My daughter's like, can I have people in the bar? I'm like, you can absolutely do it. I'm like, you know what? And Maggie was shocked. She's like, Dad's probably going to have people out there. I'm like, you know what? Let her fucking have her friends out there.
Right.
So she's going to come out here. Obviously, they're not going to be drinking and shit.
Right.
So I'm going to be in the house with Maggie, which I like to watch it with Mags because she likes the halftime show. She's a casual fan,
Yep.
you know, whatever. My big question is this. Let's talk about the food.
Oh, yeah.
Because the
do
food
it.
of the Super Bowl is like pivotal in my opinion, right? I'm a food person, right? I love, obviously, well documented. I can go up and down weight like faster than Tom Cruise can switch into fucking Maverick character. You know what I mean? I can go up and down. Let's go back and forth. Top 5 things you want to see at your Super Bowl party food wise.
All right. So assuming that,
And every time you say one, I can say I would have picked that too, but it cancels each other out. So we got to pick 10 total.
okay, chicken wings.
I mean, that's got to be number one on the draft list.
I fucking love them.
Dude,
Every kind.
I just had this conversation. The only person in my house who eats wings, I wish I was going to say my son. My youngest daughter, Addie, is a wing maniac.
Any kind of wing?
So chicken wings.
No, I'm
Like,
saying like hot, garlic palm, all types of flavors.
So she's basically what I do with her is I make her a set of fucking wings with just adobo seasoning.
Yep.
She like air fried. She fucking crushes wings.
Yeah.
Like absolute fucking demolishes them,
This
dude.
makes me so happy.
Oh, she was like, I said tonight, I'm like, Maggie's like, what are we making tomorrow? I go, well, I'll make wings. And Addie's like, yes. Like, she's fucking amped.
Sure.
Makes it easier, by the way. I don't have to buy like a pound. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, split them up there. But
Yeah.
wings all day. Like, how do you, and my mother makes a wing that she makes at Christmas, which is basically like soy sauce. This is the recipe is like soy sauce, pineapple chunks, brown sugar. I mean, this
Coca-Cola.
like, diabetic special,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Then she like bakes them, slow fucking bakes them for a while. Dumps the sauce. Like, don't get your hand there. Like, you will be at fucking Shriners in 20 minutes. And then she like broils them so they're like crispy. Those things like they fall off the bone.
Yeah,
They're fucking unbelievable.
I get a So that was like my mom's recipe too. So I
Yeah,
use
yeah.
that. So it's the way I do it. Free fucking ad here, by the way. You want some good wings? Listen up. Soy sauce, teriyaki sauce,
Yep.
a little bit of Coca-Cola,
Yep.
honey, brown sugar, salt, pepper, little garlic powder. Call it a day, dude. When you put the honey in it, it's a game changer. They
I
become
totally agree.
sticky
Yeah.
fucking goodness, dude.
Yep.
And I love them. We call them Nana's wings. And Brendan, my son, will be like, "You make Nana wings today?" And I'm like, "You're fucking right, I can."
Yep.
Dude, a little bit of Coca-Cola gets those things right off the fucking bone.
Now, I'll say this.
Paul
My
Doobie
mother's
is going to have a fucking howitzer in this episode, by the way.
My mother makes like I said, my mother's wings are sticky like that,
Yeah.
right? Now, if I'm in an environment like, say, right now, me and you were just sitting there, we were going to throw on the Notre Dame game, right? I'll gladly go make my mother's wings, get 2 racks of fucking bounty in here, and me and you can just fucking
Go to town.
slop ourselves out.
Yeah.
I do prefer it. I heard Luke Combs say this on a fucking episode. He was on some podcast. I like a dry rub wing, especially if I got to move around and do some other shit.
See, I'm not prejudiced with wings, bro. Give me all the kinds.
I'm a
Except
wing-
the boneless wings, you fucking frauds. Shout out to Brandon Lee who texted me earlier yesterday. Boneless wings are fight. I go, those are chicken nuggets, you child. You know? Fucking boneless wings.
I mean, listen. Are you a flats or drums guy?
I don't care.
You don't
give
care.
me give me all of them.
See, I like mine done. Like I do like mine cooked.
Do you know what I loved most? No, well, not the flavor was out of this world, but when Paul gave me
There's
those,
nothing worse than when you get a fucking fatty, gross wing at a restaurant that's not cooked correctly.
awful. The one thing I loved about Doobie's wings, he kept the hoof, the wing.
Nice.
You know what I
like
mean?
that.
Like
Pro
so,
move.
Oh, dude. So like he did it the real way, and I'll
Yeah.
eat that fucking little flat thing too. No
Yeah.
problem.
Yeah.
Give me all the cartilage you got.
Oh, dude. You know what? Cook it down the right way. It all works.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
My best friend Iggy, his dad from Barbados, well fucking known that he was like my dad growing up pretty much. He makes a jerk wing it's just insane how fucking good it is.
Yeah.
But when I was a teenager, and I started doing it too, he would eat the whole fucking thing down to the bone and then crack open and eat the marrow. And I do that now.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is
Dude,
psycho shit.
Psycho shit. Psycho shit.
My buddy Mike Hogan, who owns his a free ad, Hoagie Lures, Hogy. He owns like one of the best saltwater fishing lure companies, like basically in the country.
Yeah.
My fucking college roommate, is the fucking man. Used to be fat, now he's not. He's always fat. Now. Like he was bald when we were in kind of overweight when we were in college.
Sure.
Didn't matter. Like this kid's got so much swag, it didn't matter. He looked like a gym teacher, and he was just getting pretty good looking chicks.
Yeah.
He used to do the 1 second wing, where he'd like take a flat,
Oh,
he'd like loosen a little bit here,
yeah. Done.
like just done to the bone,
Yeah.
like crushed. Absolute fucking animal.
Yeah.
My buddy Jeff Downing, Situate firefighter. I've never seen somebody eat wings like that, like animalistic, like this is the food we have for the month. Like you know what I mean? Like you gotta get everything out of here. 'Cause we gotta make it to the next town. Like you know what I mean on this food. So wings number 1.
I fucking love them. Literally any kind, dry, wet, fucking roast, any way wing you want to bring.
All right,
I'm all
so
in.
you stole the number 1 pick, which that's the number 1 draft pick for
Yep.
me. No questions asked. I'm gonna give you my number 2, which is kind of a bite, a little bit. Maggie makes this, and this is not a secret recipe. This is on the back of a fucking Frank's Red Hot fucking bottle anytime you pick it up at the store.
Yeah.
Buffalo chicken dip.
Oh, dude, you took mine. Fuck off.
Buffalo chicken dip.
Fire.
Like everything we're eating is chicken today.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like buffalo chicken dip. First of all, it's gluten free, so the girls can eat it.
Yeah.
So that it's standard in our house. Maggie buy a rotisserie. She makes it through that. The best was the first time I ever had it. We're in Southie. We're at my buddy's apartment, and his now wife Renee is a sweetheart. She's like brings out this dip. Like this is like, by the way, this is like 15 years ago, 16 years ago. So it's like, I'm like, we're eating it. I'm like, this dip is fucking insane. Maggie's like, Renee, you have to give me the recipe. And she's like, Renee's like kind of a spitfire. And she's like, looks at Maggie. She's like, buy a ball of Red Hot, idiot.
Look
She's
at
like,
it.
it's on the back of it.
Yeah.
It is. If you haven't made the dip on the back of the bottle of Red Hot,
Yeah.
you're missing out on life.
Have you?
Cream cheese.
It's so fucking easy.
Basically fucking
it.
chicken
Yeah.
and Frank's Red Hot is it.
Have you ever had Tuckaway Tavern?
Nope.
All right, so Tuckaway Tavern is it's New Hampshire's number 1 steakhouse, like 20 years running.
Yeah.
It's phenomenal. Our Guy Fieri was there. He blew it at winner, chicken dinner, the whole 9. So they have every weekend when I had the camper up there, I would go. They had they have a butcher shop. You could buy like meat packs and shit.
Yeah.
You spend X amount, they give you free shit. So 9 times out of 10, we always had people over for the weekend. So I'd buy the $100 meat pack, which was plenty of food. Like it was insane.
Yeah.
And they would give you a buffalo chicken dip because you spent $100. Brendan, I would walk to Raymond, New Hampshire right now for this fucking buffalo chicken dip. Now I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. I'm crushing this fucking thing, right? I happen to look at the ingredients. Second ingredient, mayo. I couldn't stop eating it. I I know I have.
Even knowing?
Dude, it took me like 15 minutes, but then like the food, it was fucking amazing.
Secret mayo guy.
So I know I'm probably gonna be on the next frauds episode, but I know this, dude. It's the three oil, vinegar, and eggs. That's all
I
it
gotta
is.
stop for a second because I gotta say that Keith
Yeah,
from the IA,
call us frauds.
he is all over us.
Oh, I know.
All over you. He wants to race you, I think, at some point.
I don't think he wants to. Dude, he's out of his mind. I'll tell you a quick.
He also sent me pictures of you with your sunglasses on at the bar.
Yep.
Calling you a fraud.
That was yep.
Yeah.
That was the day that I thought he was drinking because he had the Heineken. It was a Heineken Zero.
By the way, my favorite part of reading his texts on the on our Instagram is that like I'm like reading him in his voice so I can barely understand still. Like, you know what I mean?
So last week we talked about how I was supposed to be in a chili cook-off.
Yeah.
And you said you were going to do it too.
Yeah.
So I told the guy, I said, I'll do it if there's
Enough people.
like
Yeah,
10
yeah.
people. I'm not going to, you know what I mean? Not 4 people. So Keith saw me the other day and he goes, well, you got you and Brendan in it. And I'm like, I don't know if Brendan's going to do it.
I would've
So
done it.
he sends me this today and he wrote your name in.
Oh, is it tomorrow?
It's not happening. I'm not doing it.
all right.
But he was like, Brendan said he was going to fucking.
I would have done it.
He was like, yeah, it's always on Super Bowl Sunday.
Yeah.
So he wrote your name in, just so you know.
All right. Well, I'm a fucking DNP now.
Yeah.
Did not play.
Well, I didn't either.
Fuck. I mean, I can get up early and make a fucking chili.
I didn't either. I'm not doing it. So don't worry about it.
All right.
But because I told him.
You know, it'd be great if I showed up with my chili, but you weren't there.
Yeah.
I would have fucking so much fucking leverage over you forever. The pictures on the wall, for
Yeah,
Christ's sakes.
absolutely.
All right, so that's what I'm going, Buffalo chicken.
Buff chicken dip from
All right, you're
Tuckaway
up.
from Tuckaway Tavern is, and again, I'm sorry. I know that those 3 ingredients are in a lot of shit that I eat, but mayo itself is pure pigeon cum. It's disgusting.
I'm just gonna say this real quick because that is what you just said about like this place's buffalo chicken dip. Fucks hard, right?
It's if you've had it or you like, I don't know. Maybe over the summer we'll go up there and just have ourselves a day.
When one of my kind of like my mother's cousin owned a place on Lake Ospey, right? Like fucking was, you know, passed down through the family forever.
Yep.
And we used to get to go up there in the summer. That was like a huge plus for us. Like my parents had to pay for a vacation. We go there for like a week and a half. Like I'd bring a buddy. They had it was right on the fucking lake. Like we were totally lucked out. And I remember there was like they got this peanut butter pie from this place, Checkers. And it was like we had it at the restaurant. And it was like,
Peanut butter pie?
have you ever had it before?
No, it
It'll
sounds
make you.
It sounds very white.
Have you ever had a Reese's peanut butter cup that was colder, softer? Everything else was. It was like a. It's almost like
bliss.
peanut butter cup cheesecake.
Yeah.
Like they drove back there to get it. Like I would like. That's the point. I'd walk to Ospey to get this. I don't even know if
shit.
they're still in business.
No
This
shit.
thing would first of all make you shit your pants in 20 minutes.
Yeah.
But it was fucking one of the first things I remember when I was a kid. Like I'm like that pie fucks.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's how you know what's important to you. Like I remember my first buzz. I remember my first peanut butter pie. All right, you're up.
All right, this one might shock you a little bit.
Okay.
But I had it last year or the year before, I forget. But ground turkey sliders. Dude,
What a miss by you. We're in a draft right now. You know what I mean? Like you just went from LeBron.
have you
You just
had
went from LeBron.
Have
know
you
what I mean?
had-
You just went from LeBron to Derek White. You took Derek White second in the
Dude.
draft.
ground turkey sliders are fucking phenomenal. And I'm not like
Who made him?
I don't even know.
Where were you?
I was at Darcy's house. Someone brought them over from Darcy's. Dude, these were outrageous.
Really?
They were so good. I couldn't stop.
Were they like a barbecue like mix?
They had like it was kind of like, they definitely put like Worcestershire in it.
Yeah.
But like, I've never had ground turkey before because I think that's a cop out. You know what I mean? When people have ground turkey, they're like on a fucking diet. It's a cop out. Dude, ground turkey's phenomenal.
Ground turkey's good. I mean, I fight with Maggie with this all the time.
There was a guy, speaking of the chili cook-off, who used ground turkey one year and he won it. It was fucking delicious.
Ground turkey, when it's not 99% lean,
Yeah.
which is basically like rolling up sandpaper and putting some fucking taco seasoning on it, right? Like, it's fine.
Yeah.
I have this fight with Maggie all the time because I've turned Addie, like my chicken wing girl, like where I'm like, now I make bison tacos. Bison meat is more lean,
Yep.
right? But it's like still tastes like fucking burger,
Right.
basically, right? I get a long-term plan of subbing in burger as time goes on, telling it's bison burger. And like, I'm like, you know why nobody wants fucking turkey tacos that are 99% fucking fat free? Because they stink. They taste like fucking sand.
Dude,
like,
these were so good.
Dude.
And they
no,
were,
I'm not. Ground turkey with fat in it is good.
yeah.
Like, I
so
don't mind
I'm
it.
guessing it had fat in it because
it
I
wasn't
had
like the
fucking
fucking
8
shit
of
up.
them.
Yeah.
They were so good.
Yeah.
But I was very surprised when I was like, this isn't a fucking. I'm like, first thing I took a bite out of it and I'm like, it caught me off guard, and I was like, why is this like a different fucking color? And then they're like, oh, those are turkey burgers. I was like, these are fucking delicious. It was kind of like Little Nicky when he goes, Popeye's chicken is fucking awesome. You know?
Yeah.
It was fucking
Yeah.
delicious. I know it was gonna get you for a loop there.
Oh, you did. You fucking those. They had a real effect on you. I'll say
They were
that.
very fucking good. And they had there was like a vinegar slaw.
Some people are like, I was touched by a priest. You're like, I had this fucking turkey sandwich, ground turkey
So
sandwich.
good. So good.
That is an unbelievable second draft pick, by the way. Dark horse, I love it. I absolutely love it. All right, I'm struggling now because I will say this, and I want to just make this clear. I'm a fat kid at heart, but I'm not a snack guy, really.
Yeah.
Like I'm not like I would never like the other day. Like I was gassed, lay down on the couch, half falling asleep. Tommy's eating a bag of Wachusett chips in my ear, like literally putting them to fucking bed. I'm not a snack person.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I think it's fine, right? It's okay. It's whatever.
Yeah.
Like chips and dip is fine. You know what I mean? That said, give me nachos. Gotta be fresh out of the oven though. Don't give me your By the way, don't cheap out. But the cheese that's
7-Eleven?
already shredded
Yeah.
and with the decaker in it,
Yeah.
there's a reason that it turns into rocks in 12 seconds. Like, dude, you ever get the nachos after like 14 seconds? You lift up the whole tray with it. Like
that's a fun time.
you got to get real cheese.
Yeah.
You got to make them right. I'm probably stealing one from later, but I like throw a little chili on there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? A little sour cream. And by the way, have the fucking sides there, like the sour cream salsa
Right.
on the sides, so you can dip and go as you want.
Right.
So you're not like dickhead gets like the whole good pot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Loaded with guac on it.
Yeah. So I like at a party like that, I'm all about like give me a set of nachos like to just pick at. You know what I mean? But I will say this. Now I'm gonna contradict myself. They have a shelf life. So it's like you almost need a crowd to eat nachos.
You do.
You know what I mean? Because like all of a sudden you're like, this fucking tray sucks.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like how many times I've made white trash nachos, by the way, with American cheese. I can't even count when I'm shit-faced.
It happens.
Like, dude, American cheese on fucking nacho, you're not kicking it out of bed when you had 98 millilights.
Right.
Or Coors Light. All right, you're up.
All right. Before I give you my next one. So I'll give you my next one, but I'm going to stare off for a minute. Cape Cod chips.
You will never, ever disappoint me. And you know this. You know how I love
fucking love Cape Cod
It's
chips.
the only chip I like.
So I love I do. So this is what I was getting at. You mentioned Wachusett chips, right?
Yeah.
Wachusett sour cream and onion chip is the GOAT sour cream and onion chip.
It is a good.
Here's
sour
the
cream
problem. You open up that bag, you smell it, and you look inside, and there's 4 chips.
I agree.
If I ever meet Mr. Wachusett, I'm going to have a word with him.
Yeah.
That thing is loaded with air. And I just want, like, you get a 99-cent bag of Wachusett, it's done in 2 seconds. And, like, I got to get another bag.
Dude, my buddy, one of my best friends, like, from back in the day from college, John Leahy, fucking man, from Weymouth, used to have this theory. He's like, the cheaper the chip, the better the chip. It's
true.
fact. Now, the only exception is Cape Cod.
Yeah, Cape Cod loads it in there.
Cape Cod, and nobody's come close to replicating what they do.
And they're also like $15 for a bag now.
I don't care.
I don't either.
I'll pay for it.
I will destroy that family-sized bag in 1 hour.
Dude, my godmother, who lived in the same house with, lived in, like, we had a split family. This woman, classic, like, she had a metabolism like Usain Bolt. Like, she used to drink a glass of wine, eat a full bag of Wise every night on the couch.
Wise?
And, like, she's
Turquoise
like
bag originals?
5'1", like, maybe 88 pounds. Like, just crushed Wise potato chips. Like,
Greasiest chip on earth.
Wise, the greasiest, saltiest chip. Like, it's for, like, people, like, who need the extra fucking taste.
Dude, I haven't had a Wise chip in a very long time.
They're not bad, dude.
I think I might go, I'm not kidding, I might go to Stop and Shop when I leave here and grab Wise
Dude, a
chips.
Wise chip fucks. It's a good chip.
You
dude.
need a roll of Bounty next to you though. Otherwise, remember the commercial when they were trying to like it was fucking
Oh, dude,
shit was gross.
It
dude.
is It's a grease factory, but I'll tell you what.
Look like
they're
a sous
fucking
chef leaving.
dude. They're fucking great chips.
Yeah.
By the way, if you are listening to this and by the way, I love everybody out there that's listening. We just talked about this. We just made a post. We got people in fucking Ohio. We got people in
Colorado,
Kentucky,
everywhere.
Colorado. If you're listening to this being like Lay's, order some Cape Cod online.
Yeah.
You're grossly missing what's going on in the chip world
So,
in Massachusetts.
Yeah, Cape Cods are out everywhere.
No, I know, but like,
But you know what, though? I never thought they were. They're fucking called Cape Cods.
But they weren't back in the day when we were kids.
When I went to go visit my brother in Denver,
Yeah.
I was like, hey, we get some Cape Codders here.
Now, I'm going to tell you this right now about a Cape Cod chip. First of all, you throw a Cape Cod chip with a veggie dip, and I'm not talking about any, I'm talking about like McCormick fucking extra fucking, like, mine probably has 19 different things that are going to cause you cancer in it. That shit right there, but then take a Cape Cod and put it on a tuna sandwich, or put it on actually, not for you, put it on a turkey sandwich with American cheese.
With a bulky roll?
And a little bit of mustard.
Oh, yeah.
And like, no chip holds up like that
It's
chip.
the best, dude. I'm
It's
getting
a
excited.
It's a fucking chip.
It's a man's chip.
That's a chip on steroids.
Yeah.
What it is. It's a fucking Massachusetts chip.
I fucking love it.
Yeah. It's hard. It's fucking rocks. It's
Yeah.
fucking the best.
It's so good.
Dude, I'll tell you how I judge your fucking Massachusetts cred. If you had Cape Cod chips out of a tub when you were a kid at one point,
Yeah.
that's how you know. Now, you're probably too young for that. But like, back in the day, that's how they came.
Right.
They came in a fucking tub like a thing of bazooka. Like that you give to your softball kids or your baseball kids. I am so in on that take. I'm fucking all in.
And I remember a buddy of mine. He has family that was from like Prince Edward Island.
Yeah.
And he'd sit there and talk to me about all these Canadian chips, and they have some fucked up ones.
Island has some good ones too.
Oh, I've had Island
Yeah,
chips
they're
too,
good.
but like Canada was known for like these things called all dressed chips. You ever had them?
No.
So they're good. And Ruffles like made their own rendition, so they sell them in the States now. First time
Ketchup ones and all those things.
ketchup ones
Yeah.
are terrible, by the way.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of those.
Yeah.
But they had this.
I like Bobby Froyo steak, by the way. I don't know the last time I had ketchup now. Like,
What's that?
I'm kind of out on ketchup a little bit.
Once in a blue moon.
Yeah.
Once in a blue moon. So he brings me this all dressed chip, and he's fucking talking it up, and I'm excited. I love chips. I had it. I'm like, give me Cape Cods, dude. Cape Cods. It's the
goat.
undisputed champ.
And by the way, I will fucking like Cape Cod. Let's put it this way: Cape Cod regular chip would be my wife, right? And Doc Russet would be like my gourmand, like for the weekends. Like I'll take a Doc Russet Cape Cod all day.
Those are good.
Like I don't know if I eat another chip. Like I'm not like. By the way, every Ahern family gathering is Cape Cod. There's not even a fucking chance that something else is going on there. It might as well like it's just right up there with like like the Catholic Church, like the things that like just you can count on.
Yeah.
Like you can count on the Aherns are eating fucking Cape Cods on Easter.
they're so
Easter
fucking
weekend at this house, Cape Cod chips are fucking flying.
Big fucking Cape Cod guy.
Yeah. All right, so I'm next. So I'm gonna go chili.
Okay.
Now,
Chili's a great one.
I love chili.
Are you a beans and chili guy?
Yep, I am.
I don't hate it either way.
But here's what I do. I like to go black beans only and not kidney beans. I love chili, but the thing is that like I get sick. Like, all right, so here this is a backstory. Well documented. I've been up and down weight, all this stuff. I did this diet at one point called the 4-hour diet or whatever. It's a Tim Ferriss, the guy who has all his podcasts. So basically, the whole premise of this diet is you eat 3 meals a day, 20 grams of protein, but you have beans at every meal. So basically, what I would eat in a day was this. Now, it helped, by the way, that I was playing hoops 4 days a week when I did this. So I was dropping pounds. I basically was like running on LeBron's schedule. But I would do some black beans for breakfast with some eggs, couple eggs. I would do for lunch, I would do like Chipotle fucking salad with beans. And then for dinner, I would have like something with black beans and some fucking steak or something like that, right? But I had a lot of chili because he's like, if you prep the chili, you have it all week. So if you need a meal, whatever.
Absolutely.
I ate chili. I had chili for breakfast. I ate chili, and I like chili still. I didn't get sick of it, which is a testament to chili. But still to this day, when I make chili, I'm just not amped on it. That said, now it's so infrequent. Like I already thought about like when you said the other day, like let's do the chili cook-off. I'm making chili tomorrow because I'm like,
Oh, so you're already doing it?
oh yeah, I'm gonna do a chili because I'm like, I do like it. You know what I mean? And if you're gonna do some nachos, you drape that on top, or you could dip in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Don't be afraid to dip in there.
Yeah.
You know?
Get yourself in there.
Yeah. So I would say chili. You know what I mean? I do like the idea of chili where it's like, I got my way, I make it, right? Sometimes it's great. Sometimes it's pretty good. You know, it's like anybody else. I'm not sitting there measuring out fucking tablespoons of shit, right?
Right.
Now, I would like to go to like a chili cook-off and try other people's shit.
So it's when we first started doing it, it was a great time. You'd get at least 10 people to do it. And the way that I wanted to do it this year, if it actually kicked off, because I honestly don't think it's going to happen.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a bust. And I think it's
Yeah,
because
that's fine.
we did it too late.
Yep.
But
Are we gonna have a beer at the IA tomorrow, though?
that's a possibility.
That's a possibility.
Yeah, probably could do that. But we had I wanted people to go through like the back door and like leave it on the table so no one knows like
Who's
which crock
who?
pot's
Yeah.
yours.
Like we're gonna do with the
Eggplant-
tangos in my
egg-
fucking mother's
eggplant
fucking
palm.
eggplant palm.
Yep.
Cook-off.
So that's the way I wanted to do it because the first couple of years, like it kind of looked like it was a little shafted.
Yeah.
You know, and dude, the first 2-3 years I tried every single chili and I was hurting. Because, dude, that's a lot of different shit in your stomach. You know what I mean? Shit starts boiling,
Yeah.
but it's a good time.
That is the problem, by the way, with like Super Bowl. Like I said, I usually watch at my house, right? I have the absolute pleasure of like, if I gotta fucking blow my brains out, I'm at my house.
Yeah.
Dude, like that has to come into consideration when you're at somebody else's fucking pad.
The other thing is too, right? So when you're going to like vote, you can't have a full bowl of everyone's fucking chili. It's pretty much a fucking spoonful, and then you got to keep it moving.
Ferg talked about that. Like he went to some like barbecue judging thing, and he's like, you want to die by the end of it because like you don't know like as you're getting into it that like you're supposed to just take a bite of everything.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, I'm hungry, and then all of a sudden you want to die.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
I went to that Phantom Gourmet barbecue beach party, whatever.
Yeah.
I went a couple of years, but that's a fucking fraud. You got to pay like
Panda Gourmet is a fraud.
yeah, you got to pay like $20.
Let's save that for the next frauds.
Absolutely, you got to pay like $20 to walk in, and then you got to still pay for the food.
Yeah.
And like you want to try all I was like, why am I paying?
Dude, the Animals are shysters. Like fucking absolute like.
Let me tell you something. One of my favorite stories ever.
By the way, I just thought to myself, is that like an anti-Semitic term, shysters?
Oh, I didn't think of that, but yeah, you might be canceled.
But I was like, I don't know. Anyway,
So
whatever. Cancel me.
I met the fat one.
Yeah.
He wasn't bad.
Dave.
Is that Dave?
I think so.
I think it's Dave.
No, Dave's the skinny one, I think.
Skinny one's the one that's like
When it came out against like.
everything.
Yeah.
That guy's a total scumbag,
Yeah, he's a piece of shit.
dude. So it's well known that my favorite restaurant's Newbridge, right?
Yeah.
So I was in there one day, and Phantom Gourmet happened to be there, and there was a guy, a Boffler. He doesn't even go there anymore. There's huge beef or whatever, but old timer laborer, wicked funny guy, and I had just left. Oh, I'm sorry. They were like getting ready to leave, so I saw the skinny one in there, and one of the bar guys goes, "Hey, Mr. Randleman," he goes, "You're not gonna wash your fucking hands after you went to the bathroom?" He didn't wash his hands, dude. He goes, "He's fucking gross." Called him right out. It's great.
I love it.
Skinny guy doesn't wash his hands. The fat guy, we talked to him before. He was actually like down to earth a little bit.
Yeah, by the way, they're riding their dad's coattails. He's
Big
the
time.
hot dog safari guy.
Big time.
Fucking.
So I used to love the hot dog safari though.
By the way, I want to clear
Try that again.
that up. I like lox and bagels. All right, that's all I'm gonna say. All right, so I don't know if that is an anti-Semitic term, but anyways, go ahead. What do you got next?
For food,
Yeah,
ribs.
love it.
Ribs.
Great pick.
I'm same thing with wings, dude. You can give me fucking Kansas City style, baby backs. You can give me whatever you want. I
Yeah.
love ribs. Problem
Yeah.
with ribs is
The messy.
I don't care about that. But if you're going to a Super Bowl party, you either have to make a lot of ribs or like
Yeah.
only have certain people have a rib.
Yeah.
You know? So it's kind of one of those things where if you're having a small party, ribs I think are perfect. Like tomorrow, not going to be a lot of people there, maybe 10.
Yep.
Ribs might be all right. Everyone grab a rib.
Yep.
But last year, the year before, there's fucking 30 of us in the house.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to
That's
make
a lot.
that's a lot of people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So low and slow, fucking. Sometimes you got to throw them in the oven. You know, speed the process up. I'm fine with that. I love ribs, dude.
Dude, you don't have to tell me. That's like it was my signature thing to bring to people's houses
Yeah.
for the last like 10 years because I got the smoker.
Yeah.
So like I'll just do like
You have a Traeger?
no, I get like dude. I got Traeger. I get the Walmart fucking special kid. But I can make it work. I had a pretty good one, and then like I was like on a budget, got one.
Yeah.
I'd love to have a Traeger. Actually, might get one because I have to get rid of my grill. Finally, my Weber, finally. Like after 10 years, I'll give it up for Weber.
Yeah.
Those motherfuckers make some fucking Cape Cod chip type grills. Like the bottom of it is rusting out. Like,
Yeah.
It's just like it's done. So I might get a Traeger, but that's what I do. That's why I bring for like people like, are you bringing ribs? I'm
Yeah.
like, yes. And my ribs are fucking sick.
Love that.
Like I'll give you the fucking method right now. If you got a smoker, I hope Jumptown is listening. By the way, Jumptown, no voicemail this week. I gave everybody short notice.
Yeah.
We only got one.
Right.
All right, take your ribs, $250, right? Season them, right? Throw them in the fucking smoker, $250. Leave them in there for 3 hours, okay? Take them out. Put them in a fucking tin foil. Butter, brown sugar, honey. Wrap. A little bit of apple juice in the bottom.
Apple cider
Steams them
vinegar.
up.
Yeah.
Throw them back in. Take them out. 1 hour left. Done. Fucking things are motherfucking awesome.
No
dude.
shit.
They're so good.
Do you take the membrane off?
Of course, it's the fucking membrane.
Some
Dummy.
people don't, dude.
Yeah, those people are fucking animals.
Those are Hunt's Ketchup
Yeah.
people.
Dude, you know what? My buddy Downing, one time he accidentally didn't, and then he was like, kind of like it this way. I'm like, oh, you do? I kind of like chewing through a plastic
Skin.
bag when I'm eating a
Yeah.
sandwich. You know what I mean? All right, I'm going to throw one out there that is guaranteed to put asses in the seats every time. It can be put into any play, right? It can be had at Christmas, had at the Super Bowl, had at your birthday party.
Curious.
Scallops wrapped in bacon.
Oh, baby.
Let me tell you right now, those things
It's a good one.
never fucking fail, dude. They always fuck. They're reliable. Everybody's gonna like them. You take them right off the thing.
It's best.
Done. I love them. I'm a big scallops wrapped in bacon guy.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Damn, I really should have thought of that. I should have made those for tomorrow, but I'm already committed. We get fucking pastelitos coming Mario's way.
I mean, that's better, dude.
Yeah.
That's authentic shit.
Yeah, but it's not a typical Super Bowl food. You know what I mean? We're just throwing a little curveball in there.
Dude.
Get a little Latin flavor.
You gotta use what you got. You know what I mean? Because I'll tell you right now, in an Irish American household that I have,
Yeah.
we got American cheese nachos. This
Yep.
is a regular.
How about kebabs?
Like, talk to me. Like, what are we talking about?
I can either do chicken or steak, but it's a perfect, like, when you're watching the Super Bowl, you don't sit down and have a meal. You
See,
fucking
this is what I
snack.
agree about. This is what we're talking about with the scallops wrapped in bacon. That's something that you can like pick at, and you don't have to
That's what
commit
I'm saying.
to.
Yeah, I love so
Don't commit. You don't. It's not like you get a plate of pasta.
Right, exactly. So we're big snack guys during the Super Bowl. I think
Yeah.
everyone is. But chicken kebabs, steak kebabs, doesn't matter. Get a little fucking vegetable in there.
Yeah.
Get a little toothpick at the end to get that shit out of your teeth. I think those are fucking great for a Super Bowl.
Dude, I'm all into that. Like anything that you can pick up with like a fucking toothpick.
Yeah.
And then just throw it in your mouth.
Sure.
So next one is the same. Jalapeno popper.
Ooh, little creme cheese on there.
First one I ever had. My roommate in college, TJ Leanders, bought them from somewhere, and he's like, "Have you ever had this before?" And I'm like, "What is this?" They were frozen jalapeno poppers, like the fried ones in the fucking worst part of the Vermont supermarket we were at. I'm like, he might as well be showing me like something from the Caribbean. You know what I mean? I'm like, what is this? And I'm like, and I remember he was like, and this is before we knew about calories and shit. It was like 2 jalapeno poppers, like your daily intake of food, basically, like and fat.
Yeah.
Like they are so fucking good, dude. I am all about a jalapeno popper.
Fuck yeah.
Another thing you can just throw in your mouth. I like a little heat. Love cream cheese.
Yeah.
I'll dip a fucking Cape Cod chip in a cream cheese all day.
That's psychotic.
Yeah, I would. Anyway, so I'll go to the jalapeno popper. Where do I go next?
Fifth one. So this is my fifth.
Yeah, this is your fifth.
Do you already have one? I might have to give it a minute.
Well, give me a drink and then
All right.
we figure that out. I can give you mine.
Yeah.
I had it on the tip of my tongue. All right. Gun to my head right now because I don't have anything in my mind. Like, remember that in Ghostbusters, like, clear your mind. He's like, all I thought about was the Stay Puft Mushroom Man.
Oh, I got mine. I know what mine is.
All right. I'm going to tell you what it is, and it's a dessert. Now, I'm not a big dessert person. I just am not. This is like such a white person trash food that like might be at your Thanksgiving, right? Square pretzels, melted like Hershey's Kiss with a fucking
Oh.
M&M in the middle.
Oh, yeah.
I will Like, I'll kill a person for that. Like that is a little salty, a little sweet. Give me that stuff as like a back end washer in the second half when I know I'm losing my bet anyways. Doesn't matter. I didn't hit any of my squares and I just want to die.
Yeah.
I'll just eat 9 of those. You know what I mean? Like, done. That's what I would go with.
5th and final pick. I did it a couple of years ago, and I was supposed to make them as sliders.
Yeah.
But I just didn't, and I made it a dip instead. Pulled pork. Dude, pulled pork
You're speaking my language.
as a dip though, like not as a slider.
So how'd you do it? Did you put like a?
I made pulled pork in the crock pot,
Yeah.
and I think I forgot like the King's Hawaiian fucking rolls.
Yeah.
And I was like, what do we do with this? And Christy was like, just use it as a fucking dip, and I'm like, that's genius, dude. It was just Tostitos, fucking right down the gullet, dude. Bomb,
Dude.
nice. You keep it on, keep warm, fucking get right in there.
I've made so like both smokers that I've had aren't like they're not great like as it gets colder because they're just not like expensive smokers, right? Like you can still smoke in them, they still work great. Like basically smoked food, like you break down all the fat and everything. That's how it works. So really like, yeah, Traeger's best because you can just set it and forget it, right?
Right.
Whatever. So anyways, my sister has a party, used to have a party at Halloween every year, and I would make, she's like, can you make 2 pulled porks? There's a fucking bash one year. And I'm like, dude, it takes a long ass fucking time. It would take like 24 hours for me to make fucking 2 8-pound fucking pork butts because it was like fucking 45 degrees out in October. But I'll tell you right now, when you fucking drop that thing and it's like, that's just fucking unbelievable, dude. It's so fucking good.
So good. Are you do you have like a
yeah, I would use like anything like, I would use a rub, like whatever rub like I had. But like, by the way, shout out, free ad. And I think it's next weekend because this weekend he's in Super Bowl. My buddy fucking Sean Latham's gonna be on the show.
Yes.
He has high stakes seasoning rub. So I like actually like more of a traditional like Texas type of rub, which is like salt, pepper, like that stuff. But like a little sweetness is good. A little brown sugar in there is good.
I used to when I would take and then I would take like a barbecue sauce, and I fell in love with this guy. You definitely seen it on the shelf. The guy Stubbs.
Oh yeah, Stubbs.
Fire,
Stubbs is my guy.
Dude, I gotta meet him. I don't know if he's still in the company, but he's fucking dude. That shit's delicious.
By the way, if Stubbs doesn't work there, he is going the way of Aunt Jemima soon.
Oh, yeah.
Like if they're just using his face,
I know it.
Like and he doesn't work
Yeah,
there, like they're probably everybody in Stubbs is like, when are they gonna find out? Fucking cancel Stubbs. You know what I mean?
Stubbs is my dude.
All right. By the way, this show is brought to you
Yes.
by Bella's Roast Beef. I was just gonna say this is what reminded me, by the way, because I am psyched that on my birthday, Maggie's like, "What do you do for your birthday?" I'm like, "Well, first of all, I'm going to hit balls at some point, hit some golf balls, and then I'm going to go to Bella's for lunch. And I'm going to have a super beef, sauce, mayo, cheese. I'm going to be able to eat about 12% of it because I've been like not really eating food like that, and not even fasting, but just like not eating food like that. But I will gladly do it." They are at 1211 Osgood Street, North Andover. BellasNA.com, not Narcotics Anonymous, North Andover. Harry is slicing up the best beef that you've had on a daily basis. A fact. The salads, fuck. Everything there is awesome to the fucking moon. Place is the best. You could basically do surgery right on a table right there,
Absolutely.
a high top, like done. Open the guy's heart up, tie up an aorta, and then eat a beef afterwards. That's our guy. This next section, which by the way, we decided to do this on a Saturday. I only put the post up an hour or two ago.
Yeah.
We only have one call today, but this part of the program is brought to you by Lily Peas. This is the Lily Peas Hot Chicken Hotline.
Hot chicken hotline.
50 Binney Street.
Cambridge, Mass.
The best fried chicken in the business. Our
I'm
boy
so fired up to go.
Chris Pot. Dude, I'm so fired up for this fucking show.
Fired up.
Live podcast. If you are a real corky, you're going to be there.
March 4th.
The fact. If not, you're canceled from us.
Yeah.
You're going to be like Stubbs in 2 months when he's off the shelves.
Andelman.
Yeah, all of them. Shysters. Tomorrow in the Globe. Brendan Ahern. Anti-Semitic. But seriously, it's the fucking best in the business. They have the best sandwiches, the best cocktails. Fried chicken wins awards. Hub Hall. If you're going in to get a Celtics game and you want to yell at Kyrie, get yourself a fucking sandwich beforehand, right? Fact. LilyPeasChicken.com, 50 Binney Street. They validate your fucking parking. This question was asked me last night. As I told the story earlier about Maggie's cousin, who's the great singer, This guy who was also there, who's gonna like come to the show, he's like, hey, like, where do you park? They fucking validate your parking. Buy a fucking soda and
You're all
a thing
set.
of fries.
Yeah.
You're validated.
Good.
You're done. It's all set. That is gonna be. I'm looking forward to this like a kid at Christmas.
Yeah.
Like that's what I'm looking
time.
forward to it. Like, all right, we got one phone call.
Cool.
One's better than none. This is the least amount we've ever had. But I'll tell you what, right now, everybody was waiting for Sunday.
I was about to say, yeah, but we got Super Bowl week.
Yeah. All right, here we go.
What's up, boys? Get ready tomorrow. Philly, big win. Second, UConn basketball can get fucked at a 17 parlay today for 1,200. The guy Kalongo, he can go fuck himself and go back to being an extra in the air up there with Kevin Bacon. I hope he gets the Tom Hanks Philadelphia kind of AIDS. He can go suck a nut. Lastly, that shoots Dr. Strange wants to come at my guy, my paisan, Andrew Fontana, for drinking martinis. Keep it up, and we're going to come looking for you. Find you at your residence, the Town Line Mobile Estates Trailer Park in Malden.
Jesus.
Keep your eyes open, buddy. Later.
I gotta say, I begged Doctor Strange to come back out of the woodwork.
Yeah.
I think Doctor Strange is an artist. He comes out when he wants to.
Absolutely.
Because I didn't feel like he had his fastball the other
didn't.
weekend. It was fine. But like, you know what, Doctor Strange? When you want to come out, you come out. How's that
Always
sound?
welcome.
By the way, there was a couple other ones the last couple weeks that we didn't know who the fuck they were.
Yep.
I love it. Like, keep it coming. So anyways, yeah. So that sums it up. Let me ask you this question. And I know the answer already, but like, what are you drinking tomorrow?
Tomorrow will be Bud Light.
Bud Light.
Yeah.
You got to go for the length.
Unless, because Mario's kind of like he's not a yuppie, but every once in a while he'll do some yuppie
Get
shit.
a little limoncello in there?
Yeah, he'll do some shit like that.
Yeah.
And he's like real Italian, like North End Italian.
That's why I said, yeah.
yeah. So he might do some crazy shit like that. Might have already made homemade fucking limoncello or something like that.
Yeah.
Which I'll be able to do one because my agita will just ruin me.
Oh, dude, you'll be mangled.
Yeah, I gotta have.
By the way, I didn't realize this. We talked about this. Two things. One, went to take a piss last night at Irish Brewing Boston. Huge local 12 sticker right on the fucking
Let's
right
go.
on the divider.
Really?
Second of all, you said this in Mo said this that like I was like, go to the doctor and tell him you need this shit. Apparently the only reason I get it for like the fucking cheap like $5 a month, like the omeprazole, is because I had to get scoped like 3 times because I couldn't swallow food basically. So like that's why I'm getting the fucking deal.
Well, I have a physical on Tuesday, so I'm gonna shoot my
scope you.
shot.
Yeah.
I'm gonna shoot my shot and be like,
Well, do the math, right? It costs $500 to get scoped. Okay. That is $5 a month for your omeprazole.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you're making money by the end of fucking year one, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like, you're actually
absolutely.
fucking doing it, you know? Anyways, yeah. I think I told you, by the way, last week that I've been watching Dope Sick.
no, you haven't.
I'm ready to, let me just say this right now. And I'm becoming one, I guess. But like, I've said this before.
I
I know a
think
lot of guys that have oxy habits.
Yep.
You know, everybody, you've been to millions of funerals for fucking this shit.
Lost too many.
Let me tell you right now. I don't trust.
Anybody in pharma.
Why do you think I didn't fucking wire Jane Lewis fucking $50 for Billy O'Leary's fucking
Yeah.
squares today?
Yeah.
I don't trust anybody
Right.
anymore. But in that fucking world, dude, let's just say this. I don't want to bring down the show. I'm saying if you haven't watched it, it's an important watch. I'll just say
It's
that.
very important.
And it will fucking blow your dick out of your body. Like,
It's
blow
just
your brain
it's
out.
crazy.
That
And we
happened,
talked
right?
about it, like how much that took off.
Dude,
How many lives were lost because of fucking corporate greed at the
how
end of
many
the day.
people that were just literally unknowingly in the wrong place at the wrong place at the wrong time.
Right?
And like just happened to be hurt at a time when they roll this out
Yeah.
and otherwise probably would never be addicted to anything.
Right.
But like got addicted to something that they were just fucking throwing out like Skittles.
Yeah.
And like be like, oh, I need 40 more. I need 40 more. I'm saying this to Maggie the other night. I'm like, I remember when like all my buddies were doing it and for whatever reason, thank God, I never got into it, never touched it. Never had a desire to, and I don't know why. Like, I don't know why, but because I've never been like a person who shuts people down for like offering me shit.
Right.
For whatever reason, I just wasn't interested in it. And like, I remember they were like, we got 80s now. And then you see that in the show and they're like, oh, we're coming out with OC 80s.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, we're throwing like basically and now the poor people that actually need this medication basically can't get it.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's
Right.
fuck the Sacklers. These fucks. Dude.
We're fucking.
Speed bag these motherfuckers.
They're like the devil themselves.
They are. There's nothing. I was reading the whatever. I don't want to go into it too much, but like
It's a great
bottom line,
show.
it's a great
And
show.
Michael Keaton is unreal.
Is my go-to
I
actor.
don't know how, like, he might have won something, but I hope he did. He was unreal.
Dude, he is amazing. He's amazing. He's the fucking best. And he was a good Batman, by the way. Good first Batman.
He is my favorite Batman.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah.
100%?
Yeah, favorite Batman.
Yeah, I'd go with that.
Our
Next week.
Our good friend Chris Morrow, who you've met,
Yeah.
big Batman guy, he might disagree. He's an Adam West guy through and through.
Oh, I'm an Adam West guy all day.
Yeah.
But we're getting to everybody's shutting the show off at this point, by the way, like Oxycontin and Adam West.
Yeah. Open gym again. Fuck it.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, by the way, I gotta give a shout out to my boy, my buddy Brian Panuzzo, the fucking Success Lift. Talked about this the other day. Who's got a much more successful health podcast other than this. I was texting him today, dude. I'm like, I just plowed 9 miles in the fucking woods. He wrote back, he goes, very happy to hear that. He goes, after listening to Open Gym, I didn't have much hope. I'm like, hey, listen, man has to have vice and man has to have discipline.
Absolutely.
As my buddy Jimmy O'Malley's priest said before he passed away, R.I.P. Father Fitz. Everything in moderation, including moderation. That's
Right.
what we do here. So we got Philly. That's what we're taking.
Yeah. Philly. Oh, one thing.
Paul Gentile's going to shit down our throats if Casey wins.
He might call us after the Super Bowl.
Oh,
Casey-
Paul Gentile has to call after
Yeah.
that, if that's a fact. And it would be a 9-minute message.
One thing that I ran into my sister right before I came here, and she told me, she's like, where are you going for the game? And I told her where I was going or whatever. And I was actually surprised because Darcy loves to throw a party. Any reason.
I went to her Super Bowl party last year.
Yeah, so yeah, that's right. That's
Yeah.
right. You came by. So I was very surprised when she was like, we're not doing anything or whatever. So she's like, we're just staying home. She goes, we're making Philly cheesesteaks and Kansas City style ribs. And I was like, why didn't I fucking think of that?
That's actually a fucking great idea.
You know what I mean? I was like, why didn't
Yeah.
I think of that?
St. Louis ribs.
Yeah.
I'm all in on that, by the way.
Yeah.
By the way, Philly cheesesteaks, though, I mean, we've talked about this.
No, but like she makes them like
Yeah,
the
like a
good
real
way.
cheese.
Yeah.
with American cheese.
No,
Like,
I love the cheese whiz.
you are so.
But
you
but the problem is
Yeah.
their steak. They don't know how to fucking make steak. It's like beef jerky. They don't.
Really?
Yeah, Philly cheesesteaks are terrible because of their steak. I don't mind the cheese whiz.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, they make it like fucking. It's like steakums.
By the way, I remember the name now because I talked about this like 4 or 5 episodes ago, and my brother-in-law called me out after the first time we played pickup basketball together, and this is why I was over the South Shore. So it was like this Jimmy Quincy, and he's like, "This is my favorite sub shop next door is Bellini Mr. Sub," and it was like steakums, and I like got home and I like opened it up and I'm like,
What are we doing?
punted it basically into the stratosphere of Milton, Massachusetts. He was like, I listened to that. He goes, they didn't make it through COVID. I go, no shit. Like, you fucking think so?
Because they killed everybody.
Yeah, exactly. They're like, oh, but they probably ran out of steakums. That's probably why. They couldn't make steakums anymore. You're serving steakums on a fucking sub.
That's how Philly cheesesteaks are. They're gross, dude.
Disgusting.
But I mean, I like all the topics up for like.
I love when they're like, wit, or
Yeah.
wit. I'm like, you know what? How about not?
Yeah.
How about none of it? How about go get a steak and cheese from Mother's with
Yeah.
extra cheese?
I remember when we went to Philly for a flag tournament during COVID.
Yeah.
And we stopped at Pat's. And I've had Pat's and Geno's before. I think
Yeah.
they're both trash, but you got to do it as a tourist,
Sure.
right? So we went there and everyone was starving. We just drove fucking 6 hours, you know? And everyone was like taking their first bite and they were like, this is good. And I'm like, yeah, there's a McDonald's around the corner. Like, no one enjoyed it.
Dude, do you know there's a thing called, I have to say this. Now, I have to amend this after I say it. There's a thing called a Maine Italian. Maine as in M-A-N-E. Have I talked about this already?
No, M-A. All right, no,
Like
because
the state of Maine.
yeah. Well, that's
Okay.
not how you spell Maine.
M-A-I-N-E.
There you go.
There you go. And it is basically like,
It's an American sub.
it's an American sub
Dude.
with a pickle, and they usually put olives on it.
Yep.
Okay. So The first time I ever got, my buddy lives up there. He moved up there from
Was it a
Mass.
place called Amados?
No.
All right, so
But the first thing I did when I went to Maine was I sent him a video of me. I'm like, I'm going to try one.
Yeah.
And he's like, it's not an Italian, but it's good.
yeah,
And I'm like, I'm going to try it. And I'm like, and I sent him like a video of me punting a Maine Italian across the street.
dude, it's so funny you just brought this up.
Don't
So,
call it an Italian.
dude. My father was on his deathbed, literally,
Yeah.
and he told his brother, my uncle, "Hey, I want you to go to Amados." Now, my family, obviously, when my dad was a kid, my grandparents would take them to Portland, Maine, all the time.
Yeah.
I think they had like houses up there. I'm not really sure. I never went.
Yep.
But every once in a while, I told this a zillion times, I lived at a racetrack. So we'd
Yeah.
go to Scarborough, wherever the fuck up there. And he would take me to these places as a kid, and it was called Amados. And there was only one. But now there's like, I think 44 throughout the
Oh,
whole
yeah.
state.
They're like a chain now. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know you're talking about the tomato and the, yeah, I know you're talking about.
Dude, so my dad's on his deathbed. He asked my uncle to go up, and I want an Amato sub. So I don't remember the sub. And I'm like, my dad's fucking dying.
Yeah.
And he comes back with like 14 of these subs. And my uncle is through the roof. This is the fucking greatest Italian. I took one bite of it. And I go, "Uncle, what the fuck?" And I'm like, "This is fucking
We're
trash."
fucking Malden. We're the belly of the beast for good food.
We got I'm like, "What the fuck?" And it had to have just been like nostalgic.
Of course, that's what it is.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
like, I love to this day, right now at 35 years old, I fucking love Hamburger Helper. Love it. It's the whitest trash thing ever.
Dude, I will never kick a hamburger help out of bed.
Stroganoff, beef stroganoff, dude.
Love
Unreal,
it.
dude.
Love it. Trash food.
Dude,
trash
3
people.
a.m. taking a
We
piss.
are North Shore
Bruh,
trash people.
bruh. I'm fucking scooping it in my
Now,
mouth.
what I'm going to tell you I'm a fraud is, so I sent this video to him, me punting a fucking Maine Italian,
yeah.
right? So we go up to Maine every year, either for 1 or 2 weeks, right? The sub shop that's on the beach,
Yep.
they have a bunch of different stuff, but like, it's like a bunch of kids working in there. It's like a down home, old school, like fucking like college kids working for the weekend.
Sure.
It's a great little shop, right? You know what I order every fucking time? I order Maine Italian, no olives. And I'm
You're
like,
not an olive guy?
fucking hate olives.
I love
But I'll tell you
black
right now,
olives. I'll crush.
hate them. But I'll tell you right now, like I can't even bring myself. My buddy who I sent that punting video to
Yeah.
is not on any social media. And he does not listen to this podcast, even though we're very close friends.
Yeah.
I can't even bring myself to like tell him that like I'm a Maine Italian guy now. It's not an Italian sub. It's
not.
It's a ham and cheese.
It's all it
It's
is.
a fucking American.
Yeah.
And like sometimes they'll add salami if you want it.
Yeah.
That said, like I'm a Maine Italian guy. I'm such a fucking fraud, dude. Such a
Dude,
fraud.
so there was this one time. Now I know olives do not belong in a fucking Italian. That's a fact. For whatever reason, there was this place in Medford. It's not even there anymore. But it was this forget the fucking name. It was like it was a weird fucking last name, but it was a sandwich shop. And I went in there and I ordered an Italian, and I remember, I'll never forget this. I go, "Yeah, can I get lettuce, tomatoes, blah, blah, blah." I was like, "and black olives." And he looks up at me, he goes, "I'm not fucking Greek." He's like, "They don't belong in a sub." And I was like, "All right,
Thank you.
say no more."
Yes.
And I'll never forget. And then like I went back like 2 weeks later and the fucking place was closed. Pissed. But the sub was dynamite, dude. It was really good.
Dude, I told you when I was I think I've told the story in the podcast, but like when I was in UMass and hung over as a fucking dog, going back up St. Mike's, stopped at a like gas station / sub shop.
Yep.
And I got an Italian and I got in the car and the only thing I wanted to do was eat. I hadn't eaten in like 24 hours. And I'll eat. Like I'll fucking eat anything at
Right.
that point. Like whatever you have. Even fucking chips I don't like, I'll eat them.
Right.
Open it up, take one bite. It's fucking got mayo
Oh.
in an Italian. And I fucking chucked it right out the
Blasphemy.
window. I literally opened the window, right? Had to roll it down because that's how old I am. It just went like this, then just threw it out. Like done.
Absolute blasphemy.
But yeah, so
So funny you brought that up about the Maine Italian, dude.
dude,
It's
Maine
fucking-
Italians are a fucking fraud.
such a
By the
fraud.
way, let me say this also about the Super Bowl. Tommy, my son, right? He goes to me the other day, he goes, "Dad," he's been saying this for a while. "Dad, can we go to the Super Bowl like some year?" And I'm like, "Dude, we don't have Super Bowl money.
Yeah.
Like, Pat's on in it. Like, I'm not even considering it,
Yeah.
right?" He's like, "Can we go to the Super Bowl?" Like, Tommy likes to ride it. He's like, "Can we go to the Super Bowl?" I'm like, "Oh, you got a job on the side I don't know about?" Like, I'm like, "Cause we're not going to the Super Bowl." Like,
Yeah.
whatever. Then he said to me this, and he piqued my fucking interest. He's like, "How about the college national championship?" And
You know I'm in.
I got really excited.
Yeah.
Like I was like, kind of doable.
Yeah.
Like I know it's expensive,
Yeah.
obviously, but it's not Super Bowl expensive,
Right.
and it's better,
It's better football.
fucking better.
better.
Other than this year, obviously.
Oh, this year was a.
This year was
they
an
fucked
atrocity.
it up. Yeah.
But that said, I'm like kind of like in the back of my head, like maybe we should fucking make that happen.
Yeah.
Like
Good time.
imagine me, you, Tommy, and Brendan at the fucking at that.
Insane.
The fuck, Brendan's gonna be out there dancing with his fucking olive skin. Tommy's gonna be white as a ghost, like fucking.
Dude, so I've been wanting to do this for a while, and I am doing it this year. I'm going to South Bend. I've said it before. I've seen Notre Dame 6 times. I've never seen them at home. So I've already looked at the week. They're playing Ohio State. I thought it was week 1, but it's week 3. It's September 23rd.
You going?
I'm going. I don't care. I'm going. I'm going.
Fucking love it.
And this is how committed I am. I've heard people like, I want to go. I'll go. I'm not even waiting for anybody. I'm just
book your
fucking
shit.
booking my shit.
I got a secret trip that I'm not gonna reveal. Potential stands out, not stands, but potential moles out there could tell what's gonna happen. I'll tell you off air.
All right.
When we were the Patreon, I would tell you off air.
Yeah.
But I got a trip that I said to Maggie today, and she was like, "That's fucking awesome."
Yeah.
And I'll tell you off air. But I got something like that, similar
Nice.
to that I'm
Good.
gonna make fucking happen.
Hell yeah.
You know what? Because I'll tell you honestly, like, dude, we all have money problems, right?
Right.
We're all tight.
Right.
It is what it is.
You just make it work.
By the way, one of the most true things I've ever heard from one of my buddies who's like a high-ranking person, like within the Melrose like community, like within the public sector. He was like, dude, you're always gonna be sweating it. Like, no matter what it is that you want to do.
Right.
Whether it's going to Disney World or going to this thing. He's like, unless you're making over fucking $600,000 a year, you're gonna be sweating it.
Right.
Like everybody else. You know what I mean? So it's like you're just gonna fucking commit. Like, you don't do it all the time, but every once in a while, if you want to fucking do it, just fucking do it.
Right.
You know what I mean? Just make it fucking happen. You know?
Absolutely.
So, anyways, I am we'll talk about that off air. But hey, Philly, -2. Is it 2 now or
Yeah.
1.5? Yeah, -2.
Are you a big, real quick, are you a big prop bet guy?
So I'm not. So, but here's the
I
thing.
love 'em.
So here's the
I did
thi-
one yesterday.
So this is actually, I'm glad you brought this up. So Tommy says to me the other day, he goes, Dad, do you know the only guy who's ran back a touchdown on the opening drive of on the opening kickoff of a Super Bowl? And I go, Devin Hester.
Oh no, I thought it was. When did Desmond Howard do it? I mean,
Devin Hester.
You're right.
Or maybe he said the last guy. Whatever it was. I
No,
don't know if
but
somebody else
you
has
do
done it.
remember the Packers, right? Was that halftime or was that the beginning of the game when he ran it back?
Devin Hester was the
No,
opening kickoff.
for Desmond Howard.
Oh, maybe that was halftime.
Okay.
I think Devin Hester's the only person.
Okay.
But maybe I'm wrong. So anyway.
Well, if there was a person
Tommy
to do
goes,
it,
do you know
it would be him.
Maybe he said the last person to do
Yeah.
it. I said Devin Hester. Now, my pro football knowledge is kind of limited to like Tom Brady, Ben Coates.
Yeah.
Like I'm a Patriots guy.
Yeah.
And he goes, I didn't expect you to know that. And I go, do you know how I know it? He goes, your Uncle Bobby, who got me into that shit sub joint down in the Quincy.
Yeah.
We were at his house, and he goes, dude, I had a whole list of prop bets from my buddy who had a bookie. And he's like, how about we put like fucking 50 on Devin Hester? It was like, it paid like $2,000, 20, maybe more, but it paid like $3,000.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, they never do. It's never happened like in recent history. And right away, he runs back for a touchdown.
Yeah.
And my brother-in-law, Bobby, who looks like, if anybody out there watches Ted Lasso, he looks like the assistant coach, and he acts like him. He just looked at me with a dismay look, and he was like, you fucking idiot. And I'm like, fuck. I'm like, so Tommy, the reason I know that, the answer to that question, is because I lost like $3,000 on that fucking potential prop bet.
That sucks.
But I do like prop bets, yes.
Dude, so I'm in one. It's pretty much giving your money away.
Yeah.
But it was 20 prop bets, and you had to, what you were most confident in was 20, least confident, number 1. So the second prop bet, national anthem, is sung by Chris Stapleton tomorrow. Over, under 2.5 or 2 minutes and 19 seconds. I hammered 20 fucking points. That's 100% going over 2 minutes and 19 seconds. Chris Stapleton takes his time when he sings.
Dude.
And by the way, he should. Guy's a
He's the best voice in the
voice of
fucking
an
world.
angel.
Yeah.
Hammered that. That was my top pick. That was my 20. That's what I was most confident with.
Have I ever told you my Celtics 08 futures betting story?
Nope.
So, we were in Vegas for a wedding. Me and Mags. My whole family was there.
Yeah.
So we had hit the roulette table pretty good. So I'm like sitting there. I'm like, hey, I'm going to throw 100 on the Celts to win it all. Now, the Celts, maybe it was, I can't remember when it was, but bottom line, Kevin Garnett was on the team, Ray Allen was on the team. Actually, Ray Allen they just got Ray Allen. So it was like 60-1.
Yeah.
Right? So I go over to the window. I got a $100 bill in my hand. They closed. I'm like, fuck. All right, whatever. So I get up in the morning. I'm like, I'm putting in that Celtics bet. Maggie's like, you going to put in for 100? And I'm like, now I'm not drunk. And I'm like, you know what? I'm just throwing 30.
Yeah.
Won $1,800. That was the other guy got net.
Yep.
Dude, I got home Monday morning. I get home. Tuesday, I was leaving for New York for work. I'm reading the paper in the fucking South Station, and they got Garnett. And I'm like, holy fuck. Like, I'm like, now, all of a sudden, the odds went from whatever it was,
Yeah.
like, to like a quarter.
Yeah.
Right?
Fucking.
Like, and obviously they won it. I bet the whole way through, but I'm like, the whole time, like, if I just dropped that hunch,
yeah.
dude, it was gonna be like $5 or $6 grand.
Oh,
you know what I mean? Like,
it's gonna hurt.
Whatever. Like, I had to send my ticket in. Like, you had to send it like certified mail in. And by the way, back then, like, I was like 26, right? And it was like $1,500, and I was like, it's a fucking shitload of money.
Yeah.
Like now it's like fucking like it's it's like
throwaway money.
Yeah, it's like no, not that, but it's like 3 times the Stop and Shop, basically.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like with
Yeah.
inflation, you know.
Yep.
All right, that was a good episode, dude.
Yeah, it
We had
was.
a blast.
I hope everyone has a great Super Bowl. It's a fun day, even if you know what I mean. I'm well known that I'm a college football guy, but Super Bowl day is awesome. Usually start to finish, it's fun. It's enjoyable.
Yeah,
I'm a big commercial guy. Looking forward to the commercials.
I'm looking forward. By the way, Affleck's commercials coming out tomorrow. If we just talk about this for 1 second, by the way, I know we keep going out and then we say it. Affleck she's been all over his ass.
Yeah.
J-Lo. Now you said she's crazy, and you said I know she's crazy because I'm
Puerto Rican.
with the fucking.
Well known.
Did you see her testing his drink at that Grammys
Oh,
party?
yeah.
Like, and he's like, "What are you talking?" Like, no, I'm not drinking.
Right.
And she was like testing it. Now, I don't put anything by Ben because he's an addict,
Right.
and like he goes off and on. Like,
Right.
so I'm not blaming her. But like, dude, they are gonna last. I'm giving it till like July.
That should be another prop bet.
Dude, Ben Affleck is like, I'm telling you, this is what I love about
It's my
Ben
favorite
Affleck.
meme with him
It's
just
what I
ripping a
love
cigarette,
about
just
Ben
fucking
Affleck right now.
pissed.
Ben Affleck, there's zero chance, I think, ever in the world this podcast would ever be big enough to have Ben Affleck on it.
Yeah.
Right? I would hope actually, I'll play a lottery ticket for it.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is that, like, I think that even if not that was the case, if it was just right now, let's say he was like my neighbor's cousin.
Sure.
And he's like, he'll come on the podcast. I think he would be totally fucking normal.
Yeah.
And he's like a good dude. And he's got a lot of flaws. And you know what? Pretty much everybody listening to
That's
this
okay.
podcast
That's okay.
is like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's what endears me to him.
Yeah.
Like I'm like, he's a fuck up.
Yeah.
Like but he's like, not only he's a fuck up, but like he's got superpowers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like he's like actually like a superhero. Like he has kryptonite, which is his booze.
Yeah.
But like, and he likes to smoke butts.
Yeah.
And
Rips
like,
butts.
dude, he's a Boston guy.
Yeah.
Like that's what he is. You know, he's a Massachusetts masshole
Yeah,
at heart.
he is.
You know? So, anyways, J-Lo, lay him off him.
Yeah,
I know you
fucking-
listen to this. You know what I mean?
Leo,
We know you
do
listen
me
to
a
this
solid.
shit.
Just fucking go right away.
Lay off our boy, all right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? All right. We'll be back next week. We get 2 episode a week.
Oh, yes. But Wednesday night.
Wednesday night, we're going to be at Lights Out Cornhole.
Yep. So I don't know him.
Can we do the podcast from... Where are we doing the podcast from?
Probably in like the hall side.
All right. I do want to do one from inside the mall.
We can do that.
Yeah.
But whatever.
So yeah, you're getting double dip. We're
We
giving you extra shit.
Yeah. And she told me that there's a pro coming there. Stickney?
Yeah, whatever. Fucking pros, dude. You know
Oh,
how
wait,
many pros?
are you gonna play Wednesday?
Yeah, I'll play if I'm there. Yeah.
I'll just be a one-man show.
No, you could. No. We'll get there early and we'll do the podcast. Then we'll do it.
Okay.
I want to try to get McCracken.
He's there every week.
Yeah. So if he's gonna be there, I want to see if he can get there early and he can do the podcast with us.
Sweet.
Maybe Donnie too. We can do a little dog cast / fucking.
Fuck yeah. Bring it through.
For the OGs.
Yeah.
All right. So we'll be there on Wednesday. We'll do another one next Sunday.
Yep.
We'll just keep giving you everything you need.
We're here
You know
for
what I
you.
mean? All right. We're out. Peace.